sometimes we'll get... Oh, no.
No!
Welcome to Tabletop Sports Network, the home of...
tSports.
Perfect.
And what's the question today?
What is a tSport?
It's, if chess is a sport, then so is this.
I still think that's... Luging is a sport.
It's a good sport.
Yeah, but this is better than luging.
Well, yeah, but that's
Luging's just like, you can't even do luging most places.
better
It's
than
too
chess,
hot, you can't
apparently.
luge. It's ridiculous. Anyway, welcome everyone to the show. It's round 3. That's right, round 3 of the very first Super Series Genesis match. Stage 1, match 1. The Bruces versus the Troll Slayers. And the score going in to round 3 is 92 to 68. The Bruces on 92,
Yep.
Troll Slayers on 68. Now, they can still pull it back. If they just smash this round, they're going to put 8 points on the board.
Yep.
Yeah? It's possible. It's possible. So the Troll Slayer's still in it to win it. Yeah? Bruce is still in it to win it. Now, we have a way of making it so that you can kind of come back a little bit.
Yep.
So in the pairings phase, the team that are trailing, they get to choose which board they would like to defend. The light board or the heavy board. Let's go to the pairings table now. They chose to go with the light board.
Yep.
They want to pair. They want to defend in the light board,
Yep.
which means the Bruces have to put something in the heavy board. There we go. Bruces are red. Troll Slayers are blue. Seraphon. Oh, they won't be playing each other. They won't be playing. I can hear the crowd from here going wild. They're finally not going to play each other.
Yep.
So
Which I think was the right decision
it is
for
the
the
right
Bruces.
decision. And us emotionally.
Yeah,
at
probably.
This stage.
No, I was committed to that.
Oh, you wanted the 3P?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that means James gets to walk away, obviously. So the blue need to go near the red. Just let everyone know that.
Yep.
Push the blue
Blues
near
are on
the red.
the wrong side.
Yeah, that's where they need to go.
Should have done that all day.
Yeah, they have.
There we
Here
go. There's Adam sorting it out.
Perfect work there. So what are they going to put into Seraphon? It's a great question. No one's put anything else in against Seraphon at this point.
Nope.
Oh,
Oh,
got in.
mind change.
So don't forget, Slaves to Darkness, I think, is specifically designed to fight against...
So there it is in there.
There it is. They're all Idneth. So Seraphon versus Osiarchs or Seraphon versus Daughters of Cain. I feel like they're going to choose...
Daughters of
Whoa,
Cain.
that was immediate. They wanted that fight. They wanted
Because
that
that
fight.
puts...
So that's on the heavy board. Daughters of Cain versus Seraphon on the heavy board. You know, and now Seraphon versus Idoneth.
What?
Slaves to Darkness versus
They
Idoneth.
didn't want the Idoneth matchup.
They did. Oh, we haven't gone for the Idoneth mirror. Oh, heartbreak. Okay, so that means Dan, who's been playing a blinder all weekend.
Yep.
So Dan Arnold is going to be playing against Rick. So to put it in order. The on the light board
Yep.
will be Seraphon, will be James
Hobbs'
Seraphon against Chris Myhill's Idoneth Deepkin.
Yep.
On the heavy board, on the far right here, will be Darren Watson Seraphon with
Yep.
Gotrek against Daughters of Cain run by Ethan. And big fan of Ethan because he brought me an ice cream. And then...
The way to your heart.
Yeah, and then Speckles is going to be playing against Andy in a rematch
Yeah.
from round 1. And then it's going to be Slaves to Darkness, Rick versus Dan.
Dan.
That's going to be the match. That's a shame. No Idoneth Civil War. That's good. The saga of bad and good Croak. Feel bad, man. I know it's all over. It's all over. But these are some fun matchups.
Yeah, and I think so. We had a little chat about it at lunch, not lunch, break, whatever it was.
Yeah, whatever.
But also, I think for the Bruces at this point, what they want to do is try and solidify not taking like a swipe across the board. Mm-hmm. And I think at the moment, with Seraphon kind of being in a tier of their own, one of the ways that they did that was guaranteed a Seraphon win.
Yes.
Which is not play Seraphon into Seraphon.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because you're then being like, we've probably won this one. Now, on the counter of that, they'll against Seraphon, but they've already made it 1-1 instead of giving it a cleaner sweep.
Okay, perfect. And it's whether or not the other matchups are good. So we know... So actually, interesting match. So Speckles is going to be really upset. So the Uruk match versus Osiarchs, it only really went the Uruk's way because they rolled the big 4 up.
Yeah.
They got all 30-yard boys back, and then they were able to teleport that War Chanter, duff them up, make them big, do damage to, and in they went. But this time, Speckles might get that luck.
Yeah, maybe.
No. Don't forget Catacross stealing those CP, which the Maw Tribes love using a good CP. So that's going to be really viable. And it's going to be fun watching the Idoneth play against 2 armies they haven't dealt with. Especially as a lot of people keep telling me that Seraphon are always going to get beat by Death because like they're a gatekeeper or whatever it might be. But I'm not about this. I'm not about that at all. This is going to be a really good set of matches. I'm very interested in the Daughters of Cain match because I want to see Gotrek and Marathi just being like, no you, no you, no you.
I'm gonna do 3 damage. I'm gonna take 1 damage. I'm gonna do 2 wounds. I'm gonna take 3 this turn. It's gonna be a long fight.
Long match. Also, Be'lakor not that useful into the Idneth match.
No,
Not that useful into the Idneth match. However,
but we've seen them play, right? Because we watched Be'lakor put his spell on 6 eels round 1.
oh wait, Bellacor's playing Dan again?
Yeah,
Oh, they have played already.
because we
Rematch.
watched Rick take that game because he went ahead in points so early on.
Yes, so I wonder if Dan's going to mix up his strategy. That again, an interesting choice to take it. And Dan, arguably, one of the strongest players it seems coming out of the Troll Slayers for this day at least. So it's going to be very interesting to see what he does end up doing.
I think it'd be really interesting to see as well because last time he started 6 eels on the board, 6 eels off. But if he takes both 6 eels off, it means Be'lakor can't target them.
Oh yeah, and then just drop them down. Absolutely, yeah.
So that would
makes
be a
sense.
stronger play, I think.
Yeah.
But it depends how he wants to play that. Does he want to bait the Bellacor's ability onto a 6, almost in the way of he's like, well, he's going to use it 3rd turn, so 6 of them just go ham from the start, which also could be a play.
So the real question is what do the Twitch chat think, and who do they think are going to who do they think is going to take out the match? What James? Run me through. Give me your best predictions.
Okay, so what I also think, and it's been brought in the chat by Owen, is that the Fish Slaughterer returns. So what we watched in game 1 was that we watched the Chaos Lord on Karkadrak literally be charged by Volturnus, attacked by some eels. The eels did nothing, and then the Karkadrak and went through Volturnus like butter. So can he keep his title? Because he died last game. So he's now back to show his worth. But I think it'll be interesting. There's a good array of matchups. We've got 2 rematches in there and 2 brand new matches. So it'll be interesting to see how those rematches play. It'll be interesting to see how those 2 new matchups play. And it'll be literally the first time we've seen Seraphon play not into Seraphon all weekend. So I'd be super interested to see what the Twitch chat thinks. Purely based on, so what do we think? So do we think that Seraphon being such a strong book at the moment means that it's more likely to take both of those games? Because that's my thought. MJ Pegasus, it'll be tight, but I think, so the Bruceys have got a lead, and so me and Rob talked about it in the last break. So I think this pairing process for this round was super interesting because it's the first time what we've seen is that you can play the same opponent over and over again. And so also what we see from that is it means that they could work out maybe that like playing Seraphon into Seraphon wasn't strong enough because what we've watched is James's list beat Darren's list 2 games on the trot. And that might be purely down to the fact he's bringing more bodies and he had a stronger summoning mechanic from it. So is it that James's Seraphon was taking games because of that, or was he playing that game? And do we think that Seraphon into Idoneth is going to win, and do we think Seraphon into Daughters is going to win? And in which case, if we're saying Seraphon are that strong, ignoring dice rolls and such, what we're actually looking at is those 2 middle games. So we did do the scores a minute ago, but I will get John to check that for me and just maybe put the current scores in the chat.
The current scores between the different teams?
Yes, with secondaries, because we did give them a minute ago, but they've gone completely out of my head.
Oh, no problem at all. It is 92 to 68 to the Troll Slayers. That's what. Not to the Bruces. Sorry,
To the
Bruces
Bruces.
leading 92 to 68 to the Troll Slayers is where we are right now. Now we are playing Scorched Earth.
Yep.
Scorched Earth. So we have made an amendment to Scorched Earth. So instead of scoring D3, you score a flat 2 when you burn objectives. There are going to be 8 objectives on the board, but you guys are going to see that when we get to a tabletop at some point. Yeah.
Right. So here I'm going to
So
show
it's
you the match.
you score a flat 2 points. Now you get a bonus point if you raise an objective when you have a hero
Yep.
nearby that objective. But the only objective you can raise are your opponent's
Yep.
objectives in their territory.
No burning your own.
No burning your own. No burning your own. So here right now is the matchup. You got Darren against Ethan with his Calibron. Calibron, interestingly, a bottom table matchup. Darren versus Ethan. Both players 0 and 2.
There you go.
At this point. So I don't think Darren minds that. I don't think Ethan minds that either. So 0-2 right there. And then Rick is playing against Dan Arnold. A rematch.
Yep.
The Fish Slayer's back.
Yep. And both 1-1.
Both 1-1 as well. Both yeah, exactly. And but Rick taking that first victory, so he wants that back. Then Andy against Speckles. Oh, it's a rematch. Andy's got a win in the bag.
Yep.
No, yeah, he's got a win in the bag. Speckles looking for his first win of the day. And then Chris against James Hobbs. James Hobbs undefeated. Chris undefeated.
Yeah.
Looking to see who's going to go 3-0 between the. Well, no, it go 3.
3-0.
3-0, and then the other one goes 2-1. That makes right. So Twitch chat, who you go for? Troll Slayers need an absolute brutalise this round, or it's GG. Yeah.
I think it's interesting though, because actually, if you look at it, so a pure win, so like a victory and all secondaries would give them another 20 points, right? So put them on 88, which is super close.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not. I think when you look at it as a number, when I was looking at it earlier, you're like, oh, that's huge. And then actually you're like, oh, no, it's not.
No. Oh, wait, is Rick 2-0? Yeah, no, Rick is 2-0. Sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
Rick is 2-0. Thank you very much, chat.
Yes.
Yeah, close isn't a win. Close isn't a win. If they just take 3 away, 360 points, or 320 points, just walk on home, smooth sailing. I know that's hard, right? And that's why a lot of the people, if you actually look at the scoring system, it is possible for one team. We probably, in some of the stages, we're going to end up with one team absolutely dominating.
Yep.
And then going into round 3, it's just all for laughs. But that's why for the next stage of the Super Series, getting to be Team A, so the team that bans first, is based on whoever gets the highest score in their match. So going into round 3, the team who are dominating are still like, we're still going to dominate round 3.
Yeah.
We've got to, because they want to go in. Well, it depends. I think people want the option to have that first ban. I think I'd rather know that I could ban first than get the 2. I don't know.
Well, it gives you a strength to do a protective ban and secure, doesn't it? Or an aggressive ban and stop something. And I think especially as you go into like the second round of this, people are going to have seen the list that people have brought with them already.
Yeah, seen their play styles. Seen their
So now we're looking at Dan, who we've seen come out really strong, and he might be 1-1, but we've watched him play 2 really good games of Warhammer, and you're like, cool, buy Eels.
Yeah,
can he play with another army? We don't know yet.
Yeah, and the same with Chris as well.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, or Andy, Andy's that safety throw-in. It's like, Andy, you're going to do this thing, off you go. Maybe you just target that, and you think, okay, is there really another list that you can put together in Age of Sigmar?
Buy War Chanter.
Yeah, all day that War Chanter. But somehow still doesn't bother me as a person who points at stuff and says, +3 to charge. I don't know why.
Who knows?
I don't know why. Yeah, I'd rather be given the choice of the first ban or the 2 bans. I'd rather be given the choice of first ban or the 2 bans. Yeah, which one would you choose? Which one would you prefer?
I think it depends what you're playing. So
Who you're playing?
I think it depends what you want to play. Because if I'm desperate to play Eels,
yeah,
like if I'm like Dan's our so if I'm a Troll Slayer and I'm like Dan's our strongest player, like, and he can probably win most games, and he plays best with Eels, do I want to pick second, or do I want to protective ban the turtle and have all the Eels all day?
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that's the thing, isn't it? It depends on who you are as a team and who you're playing.
Yeah. Oh, so Tony actually wants the 2 ban, so might intentionally low cap a score on purpose to go into stage 2, like getting the 2 bans early. It means you reactive ban as well. You reactive ban to the initial ban, and you're like, okay, lot to go off there. Still, great strategy. I love watching these players and teams put it all together. Actually, sometimes I think, so happy I'm not doing it, because that looks like a headache. Yeah? But is really thrilling and excited to watch. I think we've got time now to go to table 1. We're going to start seeing some deployment now. Darren, so there we go. So yeah, the Caverns of Gastamore.
Yeah.
That's right. Finally, no Uruks left on this board.
Yeah,
I know.
Those 30 brutes went home.
They did finally go home. But we've seen the Realm Shaper engine go down here.
Yep.
So Darren is deploying at the bottom. And it is going to be against Ethan and those Calibron. So Darren, don't forget, can do that amazing thing where he's in a Fangs of Sotek, so all the skinks are going to get +3 to their movement. They're going to go forward. He's got a skink priest, and he can make a unit do run.
Yep.
And charge.
Yep.
Run and charge. And then you can also do mortal wounds on 6s to wound, as we've seen from the skinks. They can just go blammo. There's loads of them.
Blow those pipes.
But also Gotrek as well. Gotrek could be running up, starting to take these objectives and move across. And also he can teleport a unit. So there's loads. There's loads here.
Yeah, Gotrek, I think on this map's always going to struggle to get to the point where he can burn something.
Yeah.
Unless, I don't know actually, he's not got a huge amount of low model count units.
So the reason, if you want some insight as to why I picked this particular scenario, is because it's got loads of objectives. It looks awesome. There's 8 objectives on the board. It's quite a lot to deal with, yeah, I'm a really big fan of this particular scenario, and so I think that there's lots of counterplay, and it also forces you to be aggressive.
Yeah.
Like, you have to go forward if that's what you want. You're going to get 1 point for each objective you hold. So if you want to, you could trade quite nicely. I just think it's a nice one. I think it's fun, and then we've flattened out the difficulty of it in that when you do burn or raise an opponent's objective. So if we're the bottom team. And we go up here and we raise this objective. In the rulebook, you get D3 victory points, but we flatten that out to a straight 2. That just makes it a little bit simpler, a little bit easier.
Well, I think also when you do it D3, it gets complicated, doesn't it? Because you can burn 1, roll a 1. Your opponent can burn, or you can burn 3, roll a 1, and your opponent burns 1, rolls a 3,
and
it completely throws the game.
Yeah. And it doesn't really. It's not a fair reflection on the skill.
No.
Whereas if you know it's going to be a flat 2. However, you do get that bonus point if you do have a hero within 6. You also get a bonus point when you burn it.
Okay.
So it will go up to a 3 if you get a hero
There's
to do
that
it.
Go-Trek.
Yeah,
having a little stroll
probably
across the board.
Probably the key unit to look out through for all of the armies will be Volturnus, because Volty is going to normally keep up with all of the eels.
Yeah.
So he'll be around. Also the Maw Crusher, he'll be around as well. Now, I am desperate. Let's go over to table 2. I'm pretty desperate at some point to see aggressive Catacross. It's not going to be on this game, but we've seen Speckles take a kind of like chill approach, right? Over the past few days and past few matches, and I want to see him go full aggro with Catacross. That's something I want to see. And then, but here we've got this is probably the game, and there's 2 games of the match maybe. Dan versus Rick.
Yep.
Yeah, the rematch. Can Dan do something about this? Rick on focal points was able to just use this big block to control so much of the board space. However, in this scenario, his army, which as we've seen plays as a bubble for quite a while, he can only really take half the board. And now the eels have got a lot more. They've got a lot more to move around here.
It's interesting to see as well because this boat's gone down here and this boat's gone down here, so these knights have only got a very small option of movement through there because they're not going over anything.
They're not. They're not at all. So this is going to be a tough one potentially for Rick. And then
eels under home sea advantage.
Yeah, they are a home sea. In fact, actually, are the eels not undefeated on the waterboard?
Yeah, I think so.
They're undefeated in the Lotans ossuary.
Home field advantage.
Home field advantage, baby. That's all day. Let's go to table 3. The Urswood. Yeah, the realm, the forest slowly falling to Slanesh. Can it be cleansed? Andy versus Speckles. The matchup again. So we've seen the Uruk boys go down at the top. Speckles has put. It looks like Catacross is going down in the river at the bottom left-hand corner there. I want to see aggro Catacross, and he is not where I want him to be.
He's not at the front.
Not at the front, and I want him to be up front. Yeah, and then let's go to table 4, the Amber Plains. Speckles knows what's happened now, so Speckles is ready for this. So let's see if he can react. So this is a big match as well. Chris versus James.
Yeah. This
is big.
James for the big 3-0.
Yeah. James really setting it, really like putting his kind of flag out there, letting the world know that he is a Seraphon player of note and you should be paying attention. And he has got. I tell you what, a bit has been disappointing for James the entire game has been these pterodons. They haven't really brought much to the game at all.
No.
Haven't brought much to the game at all. But they're key units that you're going to watch out for. That clutch chameleon skink unit that scored him so many points last turn. You're going to watch out for Croak on the Balewind. And of course, it's 40 by 30 skinks.
Yeah.
They're going to be doing the work. Yeah.
I think really interesting actually looking at this matchup in those 5 chameleon skinks is Chris's whole army is MSU eels.
It is 3.
So it's 3 eels and a 2 Seether wings. So actually, to hold any of these back home objectives that he's got from those 5 chameleon skinks means he's got to leave 2 units.
Oh, that's a really good point. I had not thought that. Or Volti, or even the Tycaster, because it's a 5 of chameleon skinks, isn't it? Wow, that's a really good point.
So not only does James have the ability to teleport a unit, so he's got to defend all the objectives from that, but he's also got those chameleon skinks that can pop up, take an objective, and I think even now they can then pop away and pop out again.
This is actually a fascinating game, right? Because he's not going to be able to, like, he almost has to go like super aggro, but then Croak can just, well, not Croak, but he can just teleport a unit, put the chameleon skinks down, and just be like, cool, I've got these 2, boom, these are mine.
Yeah.
Take them off. Now you can't start burning stuff until the start of turn 2.
Yeah, but it's still a threat, right? So if you're Chris and you're like, cool, I want to prep for turn 3. So realistically, I think he's got a defensively pull a defensive line to turn 3.
Yeah.
But that doesn't work because Croak is going to be throwing down magical spells at him. 40 skinks are probably going to appear in front of 1 and shoot a load of stuff.
Yeah.
They could then also charge a load of stuff and probably kill 2 sets of eels.
Yes. Yeah.
I think this will be a really hard matchup at this point for Chris.
I actually think that's just a really good point. I hadn't thought about the chameleon skinks, which also means that's also true of Ethan over on table.
On the Amber Plains, table 4.
No, this is.
Oh.
No, on table 2.
I'm wrong. Table 2,
Table
my
2,
bad.
I think.
Against Darren.
Where Ethan, because
table 1. Sorry, we're in the caverns of Gasmore.
Yeah. So table 1, it's going to be a tough one here. He's going to have to suffer the same problems with those skinks teleporting across the board, but he's got a lot of board control here.
He's also got his own teleport because he's Calibron.
Yes, absolutely. He does have his own teleport.
So although the Deepkin are fast, I think also it's interesting, isn't it? Because at this point the MSU eel build, which we normally see as being so strong, actually has its weakness because you're committing 2 units against. I think it depends what you're playing, doesn't it? But against, especially James's list of Seraphon, where we've got a block of 40, a block of 30 skinks that can do a ton of damage, teleport, and then I think the other flip of that is he also has the ability to summon more. So even if he summons 10 skinks, that's 3 sets of eels you need on objective to stop them.
Big news. Big news. Or big news and potentially big plays coming out here. I tell you what, it's also going to be a big play going over to table 2, where what we're going to see, in my opinion, the Lotan's Ossuary, we are going to see the same thing. So there's also a teleport available for Slaves to Darkness.
Yep.
Yeah, so it could be a bunch of stuff. Not forgetting that Marauder teleport over on, Marauder teleport on table 2, where we're going to see some potentially big, so the Marauder teleport coming in, big charge, try and hit a unit, and then looking to burn an objective. But you don't want to do that too early, right?
Yeah, it's interesting as well because obviously we've got these 6 eels on the table, so it's going to be them or Volti, I guess, that get the Bellicor put on them. Because actually it'd be interesting. So if Bellicor puts his ability on Volti, does that mean he has to use his 5 up before he can use his command ability? Or can he use his command ability anyway?
He can use his command ability.
Okay, so so it's not going to go on him, is it? It's only going to go on these 6 eels because you wouldn't use it on anything else.
Yeah.
The other 6 eels and Pointy Pointerson are off the table, so it can't get used on them.
Yeah, and big shout out to Caleb in the chat for subscribing. Big love to you. Thanks for everyone who's watching us live and subscribing. You guys are great. Not forgetting you're able to watch all of this back at any point. And also, of course, you can watch the recorded games over on Patreon. which is fun. Right, so this is going to be a real good clanger, I think, when we finally see it down. I don't know what Rick would even really do here. I think this is a pretend. Rick has the choice.
Yeah.
Okay, so Okay, so we are going to get to see the start of this match. And also Dan left all of his eels on this turn. Oh,
no, 6 are off with pointers then.
So it's almost like he wants him to pick the 6.
Yeah, because then he knows, right? So if you put one big threat on the table of all of these, he can put it on a 3, but it doesn't matter, does it? Because if these 3 aren't moving, then there's this 3, or this 3. Whereas if he knows it's on the 6, he knows on turn 3 that 6 is probably not going to do much. But then actually, so you either commit them super early, and just get it done, and hope he panics early, they live, and then you've got them turn 3. Or I think you play the other way, and you're like, cool, on turn 3 I'm going to set it up so they might do something, but they're not going to have to, and then they're alive 4 and 5, which is not a very Eels play, but still.
Not an Eels play at all, but we'll find out.
But I think it's interesting, isn't it? So you add Be'lakor into that mechanic into that, and then you flip it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so fist bump to go. Socially distanced, well done. Rick's going first, and he's going to take the turn. Interested to see what he's going to do here. Twitch chat, what do you think?
Maybe the Marauder. I mean, the Marauder teleport here, I guess, might work, but these Aether Wings here and here are going to stop much use from a Marauder charging to either of those.
So he's just left this. He's just left that completely.
As bait.
Yeah, is he? Yeah, maybe. I mean, he can just put the Marauders there.
Yeah. And then burn it. Oh, no, because he can't turn 1.
Not till turn 2.
So he can get 1 extra point. But then he's wasted his teleport and probably 20 Marauders.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Don't forget, we got the clock running. I think there's about 2.5 hours, maybe 2:20 left of this match. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. Over on table 3. In the Erstwood. So, Speckles and Andy. Now, we know what to prepare for with Andy.
What are we preparing for?
A big hand of gold, but he should do that on turn 2 and not. So, Speckles has been given the first turn.
Okay.
So, what Speckles should do is push this out. No, does he even need to push? I don't know why he's playing so defensive.
Because he doesn't want to take his models off.
Why is Catacross always just hiding?
Scared.
I just don't.
Do you know what? So I watched him at Sheffield Slaughter tell me that Catacross was unkillable, and then Nick Thompson popped up 20 Iron Drakes, I think, shut him off in a turn.
Didn't he also then lose him not long after to scrap launchers?
Yeah. So I think realistically, maybe no, he's just a coward.
He's just a bit sensitive with them. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much for saying great show. I appreciate that loads. So fat tSports.
Let's hope that's a typo. Because if not, we've both got lockdown weight.
Oh yeah, it's okay. We've all been locked down for a while. That's fine. Okay, so we're just hearing that we're into Speckles' first turn. So let's ask ourselves what Speckles going to do here. What could he possibly get done? So he's not going to charge. He doesn't have the range or the ability to get over the rest of the board. He has deployed super defensively because he thought Andy was going to throw all this at him turn 1. But it makes sense that Andy does nothing, waits till turn 2, then just teleports them over, burns all these, and just walks away. Yeah, so that should be the plan. That's what I do.
Because those 30, whatever they land on, are going to score. They're going to score. They're going to score. They're going to score because OBR just doesn't have enough cheap models.
Yeah, but that's why Speckles has ended up actually creating himself a right dilemma here, because by not deploying aggressively, because you can also just deploy behind him. Oh dear, I'd give up a flank actually. Yeah, so I would actually just
give him 1.
I'd give him 1, and then I'd push a flank, as opposed to give him everything. Because once the teleport's off, Yeah. I think deployment's really done him out here. He doesn't have it. Yeah, you're right. So this is why I like this scenario. Tony, thanks in the chat. His Speckles deployment is also madness. I like this scenario because it really does. Look, even that big block of 30 Uruks, they don't seem to have enough space on the board.
Yeah.
But once that unit of Uruks is actually committed, he's got a lot of free space. There's a lot of room there to do things. So let's go over to the Amber Plains on
Table
4. The Amber Plains. Still deploying. This is going to be a cagey match. Yeah, Chris doesn't want to lose this. He wants to walk away 3-0 with the Eels.
And he probably wants to bring Seraphon down.
He does. And James also isn't going to give this one up easy. Do remind them there's a 2 hour 20 clock on. Do remind them. There's nothing wrong with saying that. They should know that Ether Wings are going down.
I love the chat's still on Speckles.
Yeah, they're still on it. They're like, well, when you know someone and he's a legend,
yeah,
because he is a legend with a heart of gold, then you know that he is all about it. Okay, so Twitch chat, who you rooting for? I'm gonna need to go through this, and I'm gonna need Twitch chat. James, I'm gonna need you. We're all gonna pull a bet. That's what we're gonna do. This is what we do. The spread's over under. Yeah, aces high. So table 1. Yeah? Seraphon versus Daughters of Cain. Darren Watson versus Ethan. Who are you rooting for? Seraphon. Can we go through these as we talk about it, please,
yeah.
my man? You going for Seraphon?
Yep.
Okay, Twitch chat, who are you going for? Who are you going for? That's the question. Table 2. Oh, and we've just found out at table 1 that Darren is going first, so I can't wait to look at that table in a minute. On table 2, though, Rick Myhill versus Dan Arnold, so it's going to be those Despoiler Slaves to Darkness against the Futhwan Deepkin. Who are you voting for?
I want to give it Dan, I think.
You want to give it Dan?
I think so. Like, I think especially as a rematch, it'd be really nice to see them trade for trade.
Okay.
And I'd like to see... So I think the first time we saw these two play, what we watched was Dan probably play maybe a bit cagey to begin with, then struggle to claw back points. And then there was those crazy dice rolls where Volty just died instantly.
To the fish slayer.
Yeah, so I think it'd be really interesting for Dan to have like a comeback. I've learned this. I'm not going to just charge him. And I'm going to go ham. So I think that it'd be cool to see. So I'm going to give that Dan.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to give that to Dan as well. I am going to give that to Dan as well because I think he's played a blinder set of games.
Yeah.
I got nothing but love for Rick, and I got nothing but love for Rick's army. But I do think that this is like Dan's got his eye in now. That first game up against this list, and I think he should understand what to do. Table 3, we've got the OBR versus Uruks. We've got Speckles versus Andy. My heart says Speckles, but my mind says Andy. My mind's telling me Andy. That's what it's doing.
But my body's telling me Speckles didn't deploy right.
Yeah, Speckles deployed wrong. Speckles deployed wrong in that situation. And yes, we understand singing that song is problematic. And then on table 4, Chris Myhill with his Domhain Idneth Deepkin versus James Hobbs, Fangs of Sotek. I'm going to call James. It's hard for me to root for Seraphon. Hard for me to root for them, but I want to because I just like James a lot.
Yeah, and I honestly, like, I think we talked that game through a little bit a while ago in the Chameleon Skinks and the Teleport. Like, unless there's some horrific dice rolls from James and some amazing dice rolls from Rick, I don't know how he wins that.
Okay, yeah, agreed.
Which I think is really interesting, because I know everyone keeps talking about how strong MSU Eels are, and I know before lockdown that was one of the things that got talked about a lot.
For 2 years.
Yeah, but I think now, like, Seraphon's just a hard counter, because you do Croak Spell, you roll a 6, and you might be picking an eel out of every single one of those 3, and then it's like, oh, now they're not as good.
Yeah.
Anywhere near as good, because your MSU suddenly drops. They've not electrocuted. It's big.
Yeah. So let's look at table 1, turn 1. So Caverns of Gasmore. That's right. There is a Fangs of Sotek Seraphon force. Croak is right in it.
What?
Right.
Darren loves aggressive Croak. Right at the front on his Bale Wind.
He is. So and importantly, Baby Marathi over here.
Yep.
Yeah. Ethan hopefully learning that lesson and keeping them safe. Look, so a Bound Geminids coming in. First time we've seen Bound Geminids cast, by the way.
Yep.
Horrific spell.
Yep.
When you can bind it for 10 points more, absolutely monstrous.
Nothing like 10 points to make a spell do something completely different.
Yeah. Also, I think to Benjamin's point, just talking about table 4 for a minute, but staying on table 1, like for James to go up against Darren and then Chris Myhill, like 2 consummately good players. Yeah. And then to show, not only does it flex his muscles as a gamer, it also flexes his book. Yeah, and it really lets you see, like in a mirror match and also just against someone else. So yeah, he's gone really aggressive right there with Croak. Put him up. He's on the Balewind. That's definitely down. The Skinks, as you're going to see, are going to move super aggressive. So he's stopped any of the deep striking that could come in from Calibron from the back.
Yeah.
But from the front, he's not too stressed about that because I think he's about to go very aggro forward. We're going to find out if he's got Cogs cast on table 1. We'll find out from the table.
So he's only got 1 caster though, hasn't he, out this round?
No, he's done Balewind. No, he's got 2. No,
he's
three
got
casters.
Star Priests,
He's got 2 Star Priests.
Yeah.
He's got.
I was thinking they were all priests.
Yeah. So he's done the Balewind. So that's because what James is referencing there is you can only cast 1 endless spell per
wizard.
Per wizard. So he's done the Bound. So 3 casts left, but we haven't seen Cogs cast yet. Okay, that's interesting. And also Gotrek. Where is Gotrek? He is. Look at this.
I've got this point, lads.
This is my point, lads. This is my point. I'm gonna get
love that though, because that's almost a bait of charge me.
Well, you can't. You can't touch Gotrek. If you touch Gotrek, you die.
Yeah.
Unless you croak.
Hero.
Yeah.
Great guy, great book.
Yeah, he's not even in a book. He's just on his own. There's no book that can contain Gotrek.
There's a good fantasy books.
Oh, there are novellas.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love them. Big fan. When that model came out, I had a little down. I was like, if they put this in match play and he's not broken, I'm going to throw a pad in. And they put him in match play and he's kind of broken but very expensive. And I was like, fine.
Perfect. So as you can see, cogs have gone down. So chronomantic cogs cast there on the left hand side. That is that's important because he's going to speed up time. We need to find out also if he's going to do the prayer. If he's got the prayer off from the skink priest on one of his unit of 40 skinks. Because if he has, then he's +3 move on the first turn. Cogs another +2. He then is able to run and charge. Use a CP to run and charge for +1. For 6. So they are going 2, 9, 11. They're going 19 inches.
Yeah.
And then they can shoot and charge.
And they can teleport.
Well, no, you'll then just teleport the other unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the right... Oh, okay. So, and that's from... Comet's Call.
And I imagine the
Geminids and Comet's Call has already taken out a hag right there.
And she hasn't died yet.
The hag, no,
it's the
true.
first time she's died.
Yeah. 10 witch elves apparently will take out Gotrek all of the time. Potentially. So he's pretty good. I don't know if you understand quite how much damage 10 witch elves could do if they're buffed for some reason.
Well, apparently, yeah, they can.
Yeah.
But I still think you've got to roll fairly badly.
Yeah, and that's if there's absolutely nothing else coming in. There's no more damage or anything else. But there's... Oh, okay. Oh. Okay, so the Star Priest staff has failed to work, so that's good.
Yep.
For Ethan in that particular setup, but it is not good for Darren. But I think he should be fine. I think he's just going to go forward and blitz all those screens. That's what you're going to see. They're just going to take them out completely. Yep. But the Blood Sisters are here. Is he screening with the Sisters of Slaughter?
For some reason, yes.
Oh dear, they're all gonna die.
Yeah.
They're all gonna die. Yeah. How did Croak get on there on a Balewind? Missed setup, but hard to see where he was before jumping onto it. I think he was just in front. He was... Okay.
So the skinks have moved.
Have the skinks moved? No, we're still in the hero phase. They haven't moved.
Oh, okay.
Skinks have not moved yet. Alright, so let's move over to table 2 in Lotan's Osuari. There we go. Okay.
Okay, so the Marauders have teleported up here in the top left corner.
And they've charged. The Marauders have charged over here. They've piled in and attacked. and they have activated into the Aether Wings, and this. Didn't you call this? This is where they was going.
Yeah, I think so, but
And he's also electrocuted some of them as well.
Yeah, because I think this was a sensible play rather than taking the bait that was. Because I think if they'd have taken the bait that was, they took this objective, they scored, they couldn't burn it this turn, and then they would just be killed. But I do think actually the sensible play was probably to teleport turn 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because those Marauders probably aren't surviving Battle Shark. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll keep finding out what's going on this table in a moment. So let's go on to table 3 right now.
Yep, which is the Erstwood.
The Erstwood, where we've got that OBR versus Uruk build. Okay, so the Uruk.
Okay, so we're into the Orc round 1. So we're just doing movement now. So he's gonna put some models. He's basically moving his army forward, but keeping it all together. So what we've seen Andy do in both his other games today is realistically he throws the 30 Ard Boys, which I believe is this giant block here. He's been throwing those completely forward and screening people in. So that's what he did last time when he played Speckles, is he threw all 30 forward, and it's harder to do on this map. So the last time we saw them play, Speckles kind of deployed like here, and then what we had was the Ard Boys deploy around him and hold him in there. So we're on the priority roll for turn 2.
Yes, this is, if Andy gets this, Andy wins. Is what I think is going to happen.
So Speckles has rolled a 6 though.
Speckles has rolled a 6. Has he got it?
Okay, so Speckles is undecided if he's taking the turn.
We got an update from table 1 and the Caverns of Gasmore, so I went and found one out. So even though it looks like those are a little bit further on than they should be, they've nailed it on the deployment. Both players absolutely okay with it. I went to physically check myself, and we're all good, gentlemen. We're all good.
So I guess it'd be interesting to watch. So we've seen quite a bit of this Seraphim matchup. So maybe we should jump over to the other one, table 4.
Table 4
in the Amber Plains, and see what James and Chris's game looks like. So no skinks have gone forward.
No skinks have gone
forward.
What
are the skinks doing?
No skinks are forward at all. So maybe Oh no, there we go.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, so wait, Speckles has taken the priority over on table 3. We won't go to that right now. Yeah, so he's taken the priority. So Speckles currently on the priority now. I still think there's not really much he can do against Andy.
No.
So the Skinks have teleported, there you go, over on table 4.
And I'm guessing they're fully buffed. So all, the unit of 40 Skinks.
No, the 30, I think.
Okay.
Have teleported over.
Yeah, it's the 40.
Okay, so it makes sense if he can get within range. I don't think the Aether Wings... so the allegiance ability is that for the Ideneth, if the Aether Wing's in the way, is he going to be able to shoot any of the eels, or is that not the case? No, don't check. It's okay. That's for me to know. Don't you have that conversation with them, because you want James to commit to his decision if he doesn't know.
Yeah,
that's the right one. Yeah. So we're just going to find out at some point.
Yeah, when he shoots 3 Aether Wings.
Yeah, with all of the buffed up skinks, that's going to be the one right there. I'd rather you guys know. I don't quite know right now. I think he's still able to shoot the eels even if he hasn't shot the
Aether Wings because they're not Ideneth Deepkin.
Yes, because they're allies, so I think it doesn't affect them, which is a good decision. And if not, just shoot the Aether Wings and charge the eels anyway.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, skinks are also brilliant in
Better
a fight.
In combat.
Better
probably
in combat.
Than eels.
Yeah. It's quite interesting actually, because he's kept quite a lot of these units off just very safe. He's just looking to protect and I think rack up points.
Well, I think that it's that same problem, isn't it? Chris has literally no way to outscore on any of those without killing a load of stuff. Even 10 skinks is 7 more models than 3 eels.
Yep.
So I think that's where it gets troublesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
For Chris at this point, like, he's got to somehow defend, and so let's say he sends. He's almost tried to bait him, hasn't he? Because he could have had this one for free. He could have just teleported here, shot into here, and claimed this. But on turn 1, it doesn't matter because he can't burn it. He'd only go 1 more ahead.
He would.
But he's going to take this one. So on turn 1, he's going to score 5. If he doesn't clear all 40, he's going to then score probably the 2 plus his own 4 on turn 2.
Yep. Oh, the Stegodon shot the Aether Wings off. Nice.
Now there was a plan.
Yeah, there we go. So Stegodons have shot the Aether Wings off there. The Stegodon that's formerly the Croak Killer in this situation. And then we're going to see all the other shots here coming in and shooting into the IDK.
Yeah, so it wouldn't have mattered because the Aether Wings are allies and it doesn't. The Allegiance ability doesn't affect them. Thanks, Archaon. But also it means that now the skinks don't even have to worry about it. They can just blow their little pipes straight into some eels.
Yeah, perfect. Which is exactly what you just want to whittle down as many of Chris's units as you can. Those 7, like we said, there's 7 units of 3 eels. He wants to just wasn't Buffed Up Skinks a song by Foster the People? I think it was actually. I think it was. Yeah, it's a moot point now anyway for everyone. But it. Right, so we're going to go on to table 2 now, Lawson's Ocery. So this will be Rick versus the Idneth Geepkin from Dan over on table 2. And we saw the Marauders pop up. They charged in. But because they got electrocuted first, they took out... The Eels were able to fight them off. So it was kind of a...
And there are 20 Marauders, so they're only good until they lose 1.
Exactly. And so now... Well, I mean, not only good, but better.
They're better
at
20.
And he would have, I think, liked to have traded off getting both of those... The Eels and the Aether Wings.
Yeah, so he's got 1 eel out of that.
Yeah,
and 2 Aether
but they're
Wings.
also don't forget that they're the mortal Nurgle units. He would have taken any, and Rick is playing 6s to wound. I was calling it wrong earlier. 6s to wound. So any 6s to wound the 7 units that are in.
Throw Mortal Wound back.
They throw Mortal Wound back in the Play Touch Warband. Is what he's running right now. It's a super cool list actually. It's really really nice. Wow, the Eels took out the whole block. Yeah, which is quite a big deal, even on when they were charged.
Yeah, I imagine as well there'd be probably some battle shock in there because he probably lost, I think, 5 to the electric shocks.
Yeah.
And then we're probably going to see several die to combat, and then they're just going to leg it because they're cowards.
Yeah, they are. Once they've done their thing, they have done their thing.
Unless you have the big boy on the table so no one runs, they're cowards.
I agree. So now it really is what's Dan going to do here, and it looks like Dan's setting up defensive, and he just wants to hold on to these objectives early. Not forgetting Dan really, if ever there was a game or a turn to sit till turn 3, it's going to be this one.
And I think also he's got the ability, like at the moment we've got 1 model defending this back point, and he's got 6 eels and pointy Pointerson to bring on.
Yeah.
So, Rick's also got to play super defensive for the whole game, hasn't he? That's the other issue I think he's got.
Yeah, it's interesting also watching what Dan's done here, where he's taken this unit 3 eels, he's moved them over here in a kind of redeploy. Yeah. And he's just like, well, you can run onto here at some point if you want to, but then I can hit you with 3, I can hit you with 3 and bring these
6
in.
At the back.
6 if I pass my Be'lakor test.
Volty. Well, it depends when he activates that though, because realistically you want to hold that Be'lakor for turn 3, don't you? Because you want to shut those 6 eels down in turn 3.
Okay, right. So let's go back very quickly to table 4. There is 2 eels. 2 eels have died to the skink shooting. They got teleported by James in this bottom corner into here. So then there's 1 with 2 wounds remaining in those blocks of 3. I mean, it's a big commitment, that block of 40. Some of his... Oh, and they've now charged, and they've made it. That's actually pretty important. Because, yeah, they're going to lose some to some electric sharks, but they're also phenomenal in combat.
Yeah.
And a big question is whether or not, this is the real question, whether or not the Skink Chief on the Stegodon uses command ability on them. Because if he did, they've now got 3 attacks each, James. 3 attacks each. Any 6, +1 to hit, and any 6s to hit are going to cause... 6 to wound, sorry.
Yep.
Are going to cause a mortal wound. So those 40 skinks, that's right, battle line unit, tiny little dinosaurs. Yeah, like that one you see at Jurassic Park at the start with, it's just like...
The little compy.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that's nice. That's nice. And then 800 of them get you.
And you realise one might not be strong, but 800 little guys better than the big guy.
That's all. That's exactly.
I'm going to say that every time someone says I need a box.
So it depends how many. They might not get all of the attacks in. So he's got to measure specifically where he's going to be able to get in. But the loss of potentially the other 3 eels is going to be big.
I think even losing 1 or 2 of them, like at this point in the game, turn 1, they've not done anything.
It's true. And also don't forget, later on in the game, it's going to be prime time!
Yeah, so he's still got to come. So I guess almost you want to try and deploy him to take Croak to stop summoning.
Yeah. Oh, so the Stegodon command ability is used in the combat phase, so you can't. It's not a burst ability where you can dash it on, and then you can fire them off.
Yeah.
So that's not going to happen this time, which is unfortunate. So no, not 3 attacks
Don't think he
each.
needs them.
I don't know. I take it. Like if
I mean, it helps.
I'd love extra 1 attack each on each
Even
one
on a
of the
skink.
units. No,
Is this where you're admitting you're playing Seraphon?
I've been playing it for years, mate. Years.
As a lifelong Seraphon player?
Yeah, I have been a lifelong Seraphon player.
I see.
Actually.
I see how it goes.
There's a reason the Starseer can't do rerolls anymore. Okay, yeah. So Adam is wearing Dark Star Gaming stickers. His team have been sponsored by their local gaming clubs, Dark Star Games. The Bruces, I think, have been sponsored by potentially Thatchers. I'm not sure.
Anything.
So let's see what. Let's see on table 3. Let's see what Speckles has done. Speckles has done with his priority role OBR move. Let's see what everyone thinks of this game.
Table 3.
Table 3.
The
Erstwood. So he's popped up those 3 guys there. Yeah, not bad. I'm enjoying that. And then he's popped up his 10 Kavalos Death Riders here onto the objective. Then he's taken his 20 Mortec and he's strung them out as well. Hasn't really stopped anything from happening though, which is a bit of a drama. Catacross has left here to somewhere he could have deployed, and then taking up the noose. Can I get a shot of the Xantos on the noose? And where's Arkan? Wait, he's gone in.
Oh!
Hello, this is a brilliant
Because he's got
move.
protection and a gash on.
He's got protection of Nagash at the top. That's absolutely brilliant. That's brilliant. Oh, so Arkan was aiming to charge the War Chanter that brings back the Uruks, but he needed a 9, but he only rolled a 5. Look at aggressive. There you go. Look right next to the Hangman's Noose is Xantos.
He's having a good day.
He's like, this is my board.
Maybe he died on that.
Oh yeah, and then he got raised as a Bone Reaper. That makes sense. Oh, so going over to table 2, we've got a
Lotan's
priority roll
ossuary.
into Lotan's. Yeah, Lotan's. Ooh, yes.
Ossuary.
Ossuary. I don't know if this is even that big because I think Dan's holding off till turn 3. I think actually if he wins the priority, he's giving it to Rick. Dan's won it. Let's see if he gives it to Rick. That's what I think he's going to do. He's going to see it, give it to Rick.
He's going to measure first to see if he can burn this, I'm guessing.
Nah, you don't want it. I mean, nah. I don't. Rick, what's Rick going to do? Really? Maybe he.
Well, so the only thing Rick's really got is bringing these onto here.
Or bringing these up here and charging here, I guess. I guess that's fairly important.
But then he's committed his biggest unit.
Yes, actually, if Arkan survives, he can't teleport. So Andy can't teleport, so he pins him in.
Yeah.
So Speckles has been really smart and worked out how that specifically works. So keeping him up there is a big deal in that last match. What's Dan doing? He's taking his time.
Just thinking about it.
Oh, it's a toughie.
Maybe here just bigging him up.
Okay. So we got table boss, Nick, Fit Nick. What is there? Has he made a decision? He's still looking. Ooh,
Oh, it's a big move. Oh,
he's taking it. So maybe he's going to do what you said. He's going to bring this unit down here, grab that out. Because then the knights. I mean, to be fair, look who's here. The Fish Slayer himself.
yeah.
So the Fish Slayer himself is there. So he's not going to be able to do much about that at all.
I guess the only other thing he does is brings 3 eels to here. and 3 eels to here and just boxes those horses in and stops them doing anything.
Oh, just makes it so they're
Completely
not going
takes
any
them out
further.
of the game, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if you just use the eels for nothing. I think
Oh,
you would
well,
still
you could
commit.
bring the aether wings across here and some eels there.
I think we've seen half of what he's planning on doing here anyway.
Yeah. It's a big old move.
It is a big old move. It is a big.
But they're eels. They move a responsible amount, right?
14 inches.
Oh,
Yeah.
Isn't that faster than some flying things?
It's fast. Let me tell you, it is fast. Right, jumping back to table number 3 in what we can only be described as an absolutely out-the-box solution by Mr. Simon. I don't know how to quit Speckles. You
take away Terrorgeist and he doesn't know what's going down.
Yeah, he is on it. So he's gone all the way in, and it's whether or not he ends up. I don't think he'll die. I think those. I don't know if Andy would have even bothered actually buffing up his Uruks because he might not have thought this big play was coming in. So we'll see. Turn 2, they're running and charging. Talking about the eels from turn 4. So they're going slightly faster than they were.
So they can run and they can charge that model that he's left on the objective.
Yeah. Oh, so Arkin's killed 4 R boys as well. He's got started.
He's on it.
Got started. Whether or not he's gonna. Oh, is he?
Protection in a gash.
He's not off, is he? Arkin's not dead. Okay, so he took 4 wounds in total. Protection in the gash is a 5-up DPR.
Yeah.
And then what happens if you fail any of them? Then you're allowed to teleport away.
Okay.
So he's teleported away. So it looks like he hasn't kept him there.
Yeah.
So it actually, arguably, would have been better to not have protection in the gash on him. Go forward and just pin him back in this situation. Yeah. So instead, he's not done. He's not done that. That's really all I've got to say. That would have been a cool move, though. I'd have been like, oh, nice. That's fun.
Someone did say in the chat, clever and Speckles in the same sentence doesn't go.
Hey. Don't you talk about my buddy like that. Right, so over on table 1. The Caverns of Gasmore, a nefariously dark place uncovered because of the Necroquake. Darren has pushed aggressively forward with his Seraphon, as you can see. And look at the Sisters of Slaughter have been decimated. Absolutely. Oh, however, apparently Darren was expecting to wipe them out. So he wanted them to be gone.
So I'm guessing, do we think he put all 2 sets of skink shots into them?
Maybe, but 60, he did.
But he didn't get the buff off. Did he? So he didn't get the priest 3-up off.
To run and charge.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they've gone far anyway, so it's fine. But he's just whittling down how many bodies. This has been a bit of an issue with Ethan's list the whole way.
Yep.
There's been an issue with Ethan's list the whole way, is that he's struggled with the bodies and those 10 witch elves, which is why when you saw that Hagnar witch elf block where it had like 2 units of 10 but 2 big blocks of 30 or something like that, that was always really destructive, because actually all the buffs that you would apply to the big 30 you'd still apply to the 10.
Yep.
So sometimes you could just buff up 10 and just be like, let's go, and they would just go crazy while you were keeping that protection on the 30, and then the Avatar of Cain would do well, but Marathi was always that key piece, and I don't think we've really seen Marathi played to her full extent for any of the games we've seen over the course of the day, which is sad.
I mean, in one she took half a life off before she even did anything.
It's true. That was true. That was true. All right. So this is looking like it's definitely going to be a Seraphon win, which is going to be big.
Yeah.
Which is going to be big because that puts them a little bit ahead on the score as well. In fact, actually, I think so. If Darren and Andy can pull these out of the bag, the other 2 matches aren't going to matter. Both of my hills are in a much tougher position. So over on table 2.
In Lotan's Ossuary.
Table 2, this is a good match. This is a toughie between Dan and Rick, right? Yeah. And we're not 100% certain how this is going to go, but Dan's won the priority into turn 2, and he's taking it and using it.
Oh. So here we go. So he's taken that big unit of 6, hasn't he? And he's committing it. And I think that's the right idea. So I'm guessing Be'lakor, we all know Be'lakor's put his ability on this 6.
Yeah.
So we know that this 6, he's now got to make the decision, does he use it now and try and shut them down before they hit this or this if they make their charge roll? But it's probably too late to use it because he should have used it before he moved if he was gonna. So he must be saving it for turn 3, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, does it? If the big blocker 6 eats through a huge chunk of those knights.
Well, that's only one. That's only the 5 of knights. Although that 5 of knights has never been touched.
Well, but the 15's only here, so that's also a achievable charge roll probably.
It is.
And if this charge roll happens, actually he's only got to kill now 2 and not lose an eel, and he can burn that objective this turn.
I think what he's really looking to achieve is just to kill everything, like just to wipe the units out individually. Those little 5 blocks are just really important to just take out where they can. And then I think the thing is we do joke about eels all the time, and that's fair, right? Because
they deserve to be.
I mean, the salmon cannon is hilarious. You know, you put a fish in a rocket and you fire it forward. Who doesn't love that? However, there is a lot of decision making where things can go wrong for the eels. They've got that big safety net, and you make a mistake, someone charges you, be like, well, I'll electrocute you first. But when they're playing the aggressor, like they are here, which is why I like something like Knife to the Heart as well, you have to make the right decisions, because sometimes, like, you don't have any of the shooting or anything like that to fall back on. So you know that it's all about where you're moving is what's going to change the shape of the game.
Yeah, I think the eel thing's quite interesting as well, isn't it? Because they move really fast, they hit really hard, but once they're locked in combat, they're made of paper, and they weaken significantly on the rider once they're locked in combat.
Yeah, they're much worse. They need to keep killing units. That's why they normally focus little units and don't get into a big grind. So we go to the top down, you'll see also, pointing out in the chat, big shout out to Andy Hughes, one of the Dragon Slayers going to be playing later on in the Super Series. He's pointed out that here, he could also bring on 6 eels at the back and take out the shrine. Now the shrine is really important, produces that 6+ DPR army wide, but actually...
But he's going to be scared because the Fish Slayer's here.
The Fish Slayer is there, that is right, but I would put everything into the Fish Slayer at that point. That Chaos Lord and Karkadrak needs to go down right here, but I think it's screened out effectively well enough that he's not going to be able to bring him on. As you can see, he's just created zones here so that he's safe, and then really he's just looking to just roll the flank and then just go this way. That's what he seems to be doing.
He's almost trying to pin him in.
Almost. Like he's threatening. Like there's a charge here to get out, like you said.
That's going, and I imagine. So then I guess the decision is this is gonna. If that happens, that's it's just dead sorcerer. I mean, the sorcerer's got a good save, but he's probably.
Oh, he's definitely dead. He's definitely dead.
And I think it'll be interesting because then the decision here is, isn't it? Does he burn this if he takes it? Does he burn this if he takes it? Does he burn this if he takes it? Or does he sit on all of it and score 4, 5, 6, 7 points this round and keep them to burn? Because this big block of 15 is probably going to be hard work to kill all day long. However, the issue that we've got is that it's 1 unit.
You're right, it is 1 unit. It is 1 unit.
So if everything else dies, this little pool here that looks like it might survive this round can only control 1 objective. So if they have a little death ball down here, it's 1, 2 points. Here, 2 points. They go this way, they get 2. He's going to have a hard time catching back up.
Let's look at the difference between this board and let's go to the Amber Plains on table 4. Let's go over there because we're going to see the Seraphon. The first turn was taken by James, and he got that teleport over. Yeah, and
all those eels going after those little lizards.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, so really, what James has committed here is commit 240 points.
Yeah,
that's what he's committed, and now there's like double those points being committed in eels to deal with them. 1 eel did escape, it seems, and ran off over here, so that's really important. And then, as you can see, 2 lots of eels are going to come into these skinks. The thing is that's his first 40 block. There's another 30 block as well, and those Razordons. So he was just playing aggro, I think, and he's going to shut it down. It's quite interesting as to whether or not I'd have done that turn 1. And the reason I say that is because Chris has now got time to deal with these threats and start to be aggressive again and bring stuff on. Although,
but I think it's also interesting
because he's got room to teleport. Yeah. Actually, Chris is super light on bodies, right? Super light on bodies.
Well, I think the other problem is this aggression turn 1 means that all these eels have countered back into their own half of the board. So all these eels have countered this 1 block of skinks that are worth not that many points. And next turn, James has probably got enough summoning points to put 10 skinks on the board here, teleport them here, burn this objective.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or leave him there, because every turn he's going to score.
Yeah, and they're also most importantly is chameleon skinks hidden in the skies.
Yeah. So next turn he could put 10 here, score that. He could put 5 chameleon skinks there, scores that. He doesn't even have to burn them.
No, baby. No way.
Because he's already going to be at least one ahead of Chris, I think.
It's
because I can't see Chris getting. He's got to make this charge.
Oh, table three. Let's
the
go back.
Earthsword.
Come on, Speckles. Come on.
How has this game got to turn 3?
Let's go. Table
Nothing's
3.
happened.
Yeah, that's not true at all. I'll have you know, Arkham's flown all the way across the board.
Sorry.
He's killed 4 hard boys.
4 lads.
Hard boys.
So now the sensible players, he knows he can get Arkham there. Probably not again though, right, from here. But if he could get him there again and tie them up, he doesn't put the protection in a gash on and he just tries and holds
That's
him
perfect. If it didn't work the first time, try a second time. Yeah, I agree
Well,
with
if you did it wrong the first time, do it right the second.
See, Andy might just be holding back. He just doesn't want to throw the loss out, right? He might just be going for the. It's very tough for him to give up the minor victory.
Yeah.
In this, not that there even is a minor victory. In this one, so I think he's not going to commit. I would argue.
I mean, that Morcrush is just chilling.
He's just chilling, waiting to do.
Do you know what we
killing.
want to see? We want to see this Morcrusher move to here. We want to see this Catacross move to here, and we want to see them fight.
Yeah,
It doesn't have any bearing on the game.
I'd like
but
to
we
see
want to see that
Catacross
fight.
fight. Absolutely.
I'd like to see Catacross move.
So who has won the priority? That's the real question. We'll find out in a minute from our table boss. Table boss, who has won the priority on this match?
Oh, is this rolling?
They're deciding, I think.
Okay.
It's tense again. We'll use our tense voice.
Do you think? Should we just whisper?
It's getting serious now. It could be anyone's game. It looks like it's Andy, but we're not sure. Anyone could have the game. Table boss, Matt, who won the priority on table 3? Let's find out. Oh, thank you so much. It was the Uruks.
Okay.
The Uruks have won it, and they've taken it. That's what's going on. There we go. Okay, so
he's just wiggling around again.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Having a little wiggle.
So he's not even going to go teleporting?
No.
Okay.
Super defensive.
Back up, more on the game that never was later.
I think there's an interesting point though, isn't there? So we know that the Bruces are ahead. We know that the Bruces are in a stronger place to win currently, so they can afford to play cagier. And what's interesting to see is we know that the Troll Slayers have really got to go ham, and Catacross is at the back of the board.
Come on, Catacross. They do have to go really, really, really hard. So, table 1, so Seraphon versus Daughters of Cain. In a match that I think is pretty over.
Caverns of Gasmore.
Yeah.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one. If Darren takes this, I think he's going to... So, who won, sorry? Seraphon won the turn. Ethan won. But what Darren's doing is he gets to move his bound Geminids anyway, because for some reason it's 10 points, you can just move anything around.
Do you remember that great endless spell mechanic?
Yeah.
We took it out.
Yeah. We have house ruled it to flat 2. If you burn the objectives, I think that's a pretty competent decision that everyone should put into their TO packs. D3 is weird, and just makes for odd games.
I think the problem with D3 is it takes away the
agency
if you
of the
play
player.
a really good game, you can roll bad and still lose, and I don't think it's fair.
Which is true for the mechanics of my attacks, you could whiff or something like that. But I think it's adding an extra layer of dice rolling on, which just.
Well, I think it's that problem, isn't it, where you're just oh, I've rolled 1, I've rolled 1, I've rolled 1, I've burnt 3, and then your opponent who hasn't played particularly well and just happens to get a couple of models on is cool, roll. Oh, I got 3, I've won.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, a question from the chat is: do the players know the state of the other games they play blind? They play blind. So, we built the entire venue to be very COVID-proof. So, there's big screens. We're hidden behind in a box room. We're hidden behind in a box room, and you can't see us. And the tech guys are in a little booth. But the tech guys are fine. They're probably the most comfortable they've ever been.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. So, we're moving over to table 2. Table 2.
Lotan's Ossuary.
Lotan's Ossuary, where we the eels are starting to charge, right? One unit is in, so these unit of eels at the bottom left-hand corner
Okay, so the unit of 6, which is here,
fail the charge. They failed.
But the 2 units, I guess, in the bottom left-hand corner have got in.
Yeah, they have. And we wonder if the unit on the far right has tried its charge to get into the Chaos Sorcerer Lord at the bottom right-hand corner. Yeah. Okay, that's... Okay, well, let's go over onto table 4. Let's go to table 4 because there's some big moves just occurred there. We've seen 3 eels, make the charge here into the Realm Shaper engine. The Realm Shaper engine is... Croak is in there.
Oh, no.
Croak is in there and he's about to be zapped. What happens if you zap a building? We'll find out. Into the Star Priest.
The poor Star Priest.
It's the right decision. It's the right decision. It's a key piece right there. Look at that. That looks amazing. That's such a cool board. Lovely. Good job. Anyway, so the Star Priest is taking wounds. Only taken 3 though. So not dead. That's important. And all the attacks I think are going to go into the Star Priest as well. But he's going to be -1 to hit. Oh, counted 2. So he's taken 2.
That's not very many.
It's not
all
very
those
many.
zaps.
But I reckon all the other attacks will go into him as well. But then the Saurus Guard can come back and attack. They're just trying to take out that Star Priest buff.
Yep.
Effectively, which is what's going to buff up those other 30 skinks. Whether or not, that's definitely what they're trying to to mitigate. It seems like a lot of points, but it's like trying to just cut the army apart is effectively what he's aiming to do.
Yeah, because his other issue is he's got all this over here, right? So he's got all this backboard skink issue to deal with at this point.
He does. Yeah. He's had to commit a lot. And then now, look at all of his objectives. Like,
just empty.
They're just empty. And if he wants to, James can start just throwing 10 skinks out there, burning objectives, putting chameleon skinks down.
I think the problem is now, in my head, that if James wins the next priority, he can probably definitely claim 2 objectives. If he burns them, he's going to have such a strong lead. But if he stands on them, he's going to be building a strong lead anyway.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay, so the eels down here, they're fighting first. They're going into these skinks. I'm pretty certain these skinks are going to be dead. There's 6 eels, 6 combat eels going into them, looking.
I will laugh if they're not.
Yeah.
Because it's 240 points of skinks versus what? Almost 300 and something points of eels. 320 points of eels?
320.
So it'll be interesting to see.
Absolutely. And I'm excited to find out. So over onto table 2.
Which is Lotan's ossuary.
Oh, so. Okay, I mean that's phenomenal. So Dan actually forgot to charge these eels, and Rick was like, "Cool, no problem, you roll it, son." Yeah, and let him in. Great sportsmanship there from Rick. Which is not a surprise to me in any way, shape, or form.
So the Marauder Horsemen have died from here.
Yeah, and then the Chaos Sorcerer Lord has done
And
here.
then
And I mean that's pretty
got
big
nailed.
that Rick just let that happen. In other games, someone would be like, "Nah, that's not okay."
Do you know why it might happen though?
Why?
Fish Slayer.
Just so the fish
He
slayer
was
can
like,
get him.
that sorcerer's in the way. Let's go. Let's go, sons.
I don't know if you know this, but I've killed over 18 eels in my life. Yeah.
And of Volturnus.
Yeah, that's all I'm here for. Yeah, so that's definitely definitely a really nice thing that he's done there. Like, it's kind and good work.
That's some good warhammering.
I agree. And I'm cool with the event. I'm cool with players letting that happen. So he's swamped the board. Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Like, they're in trouble, right? That's the game talking right there. Great sportsmanship. It's Warhammer players, great sportsmanship all day. Like, that's the thing I'm most excited about with showing at this event is I spoke to all the guys at the start and I was like, look, we're all just going to play good, fair games of Warhammer. You know what to do. And they were like, yeah, cool, no problem. And they're all good with it. Brilliant. Scrivo, in the chat. Right, so going back in Slaves to Darkness round 2, because they didn't win the priority, but he burnt none of the objectives. He's burnt none of the objectives on table 2, so he's looking to just cap.
Oh, but he's not finished yet, has he?
Oh, we're still in combat. So on table 3,
in the Erstwood,
we've got some hot gossip from our table boss. What's going on over there, table boss?
Oh, there's 10 Cavalos
Death Riders. Speckles.
It's a long line.
So they've got Mystic Shield on it, those Cavalos Death Riders. They're going to have a 3-up save. Yeah, so they're going to be tough. And again, what he's doing is he's making a move now. So now he's pinned in a unit. He's actually pinned the unit in. Bottom of turn 3, he's pinned that unit at the top. Arkan's coming back for a second go.
He's on his way.
Arkan is back. Are we all ready for this? So Arkan's ready to go.
Kill 4 more hard boys.
He's gonna 4 more, maybe 6 hard boys.
Oh!
Yeah, he is actually wounded more than he was last time, so probably less.
Probably one.
Yeah, probably 1 hard boy. But so he's just done the Cavalos Death Wedge. So he's just taken out 3 more hard boys.
That's nothing though, is it?
I mean, so they've lost 7.
I guess there's not many in combat.
They've lost 7, so there's only 23 left in
that.
that.
Oh, just from the charge.
Yeah, just from the charge. So he's used the Death Wedge ability there. And so
I'm guessing what he's also hoping for here is now that if he can whittle this unit down, and he's not going to have enough on that objective. Because if he could have whittled these down enough, he might have been able to burn this. But he's just not going to have enough.
Yeah, but he's just going to take from the other side, I think, is going to be the plan.
Well, yeah, I guess part of me was kind of thinking if he could get enough in and do enough damage, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah. He had to do something, though, I agree. And now it is the time. He's made the moves now, which is exciting to see. And Arkan will also be back on full health because obviously he can heal himself.
Yeah.
3 wounds as well. And also, Catacross can heal 3.
Oh, really? And do you think Catacross has been wounded back there?
When has Catacross ever been wounded? Like, what is he doing there?
Took 12 in the line there until he got charged by an entire army.
Just march him forward here. Just leave that line there and just keep going. That's my plan. Well, that's what my plan would be. It's just like, just be more aggro with him at this point. So he's lost his +1 save away from Catacross because it's only within 18, maybe. Wholly within 18. But you can't hand-a-gork that unit now. This unit can't be hand-a-gorked, which is the important part. So that's the key that he's done there, and also just whittling down that output is good. So that should be fine. But he needs to put Catacross and Arkan up more so that they can start healing into that unit.
Yeah. So maybe he's hoping for a double turn.
Maybe, but probably not. Anyway, let's run over onto table 1. Let's see how those Daughters of Cain are holding up against the Seraphon double turn, right? So here we go.
Okay, so the Catacross is 36 inches when he's not wounded.
Oh, thanks, lads. Appreciate that. I thought it was a long range. Yeah, I did think it was big.
Which is, I think, one of the reasons Speckles plays super cagey with him, because he wants all those buffs.
He wants a 36-inch
But actually, if Catacross was up in the front, it wouldn't matter.
Because he'd be doing something.
Yeah. And also so would his riders.
It's a very expensive buff piece.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's a strong enough buff to leave him at the back.
It's a great buff. But you want to do something with him. He can fend off
he's
units.
Not worth 520 points, is he?
I'd really like to see an aggro Catacross build, or what would that look like, or how you would throw him up. I think that anyway that would be interesting where I am. So look. So over on table 1 here, Ethan has Calibroned we've been waiting for a teleport off these guys all day. They've been pinned into their own lines. No, he hasn't Calibroned anything.
It's Marathi.
Yeah, Marathi. Marathi is over. Where's Marathi going to go into, though? Maybe block up?
Skigs!
All the skigs.
She could take all the shooting, because she'd waste it.
Huh?
If she charges them and takes their shooting next turn, they're only going to do 3 damage. So she can literally shut down all that skink shooting.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why she's there, isn't it? So she tags both, she charges here, she tags both, and then she ties up all their shooting.
Yeah. Into her, and then...
Well, she takes 3,
but also,
so they all shoot
So
her.
they're also Fangs of Sotek, so what they'll be able to do is spend a command point, shoot,
and then move.
And then move away, which is actually an advantage at this point.
But they
for Darren.
can't shoot and then charge.
No, but he wants them to move away. He wants them to move somewhere else, so they'd be over the moon with that. If Darren got to move that unit for free, I think he'd be just he'd be footballing that all day.
Here's our
Not many.
Six.
Those Sisters Slaughter really haven't lived up to their name at any point.
I think
They've been slaughtered.
Yeah, I
every
think
day.
it's that interesting thing, isn't it, where we're looking at a Calibron daughters list, and it's probably had a bad day.
It's had some bad
match.
matchups.
Yeah.
It's had some bad matchups, which is why you don't generally tend to see Daughters Kane lists that run Calibron generally. I mean, it's still exciting and interesting to look at, but oftentimes you don't see it. So, the Skinks is doing some shooting now, and then they are going to run away. I think that's exactly what we've seen here.
On a 4-up, I believe.
4-up.
So he's hoping for a bad roll.
Yeah, he's hoping for a good Right, so going back over onto table number... three,
which is the Erstwood.
The Erstwood. The Death Riders. Death Riders took out 8 Ard Boys, and now they're in the fight, which is quite interesting. That is pretty fun. But they are -1.
So the Ard Boys are going to be -1 to hit.
Yeah.
From Catacross.
Yeah. So then jumping back into table 2, I want to see how these Ironeth Deepkin are hanging out with these Slaves to Darkness. So, ooh. Tough. Look at that. They've taken out this unit of 3 eels. Well, no, they're not even taking them out. They've started to damage some of those eels there. And he's going to look for Mask of Darkness, which is a spell which you can do.
Yep.
Yeah, wholly within 12 of the Demon Prince. If he can, he's going to Mask of Darkness these guys, and he could potentially take out all electives. Problem is, though, is he's also got all these guys who are also going to go after his objectives. Yep. So, again, what I like about this battle plan is that normally you can build a safe place in on the board, in your scenario or on your home objective, but there is no safe place in this scenario. One more time again. So yeah. Oh, so we're into Rick's turn.
Yep. And Dan didn't choose to burn anything, so he's claimed 4, 5, 6 points that round.
Wow. Yeah.
I think this is the problem now. Like, Rick's got so few units, and the problem is even if he teleports that unit to the backboard edge to try and claim an objective, Dan's still now going into turn 3 next.
Oh wait, no wait, we've just had a change. It just had a change up. He has burnt the objectives.
Okay, so I don't know if that's the right decision, because I think the problem is Rick's got so few models left, and even if he teleports those to the backboard, we've still got 6 eels and Pointy McPointerson off the board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true.
So they could teleport and take 1, and then they're going to be tied up with 6 eels very quickly.
So let's jump over to table 4 and see what's going on in the other Seraphon, but versus the Eels match. This is a tense one, I think, over here in this combat on table 4. So the Eels went up into combat. So the Eels on table 4.
On table 4, the Amber Plains.
Yeah. So the Eels here have charged in, and they have killed the Star Priest. And we're still waiting for this combat to be resolved here. I assume those Skinks. Oh, before he swung. Swung. Before he swung, could people stop charging the Skinks, especially named characters? Volturnus, who also charged into the Skinks, before he swung, he took...
What is it with Volturnuses today?
He took 6 wounds, and he's got 7, right?
Yeah, which is also terrifying, because if James...
8.
In James Hobbs's next turn, if Comet's Call goes off, he can take that Volturnus out.
No, that's where Volturnus is particularly good. So he can ignore mortal wounds on a 3+.
Okay.
Right, so he's in a good spot there. Or maybe it's just spells on a 3+. But either way, he's got a 3+.
He's got a defense to it, but even still it's scary.
Yeah.
And also,
2 wounds
what
left.
he could do is chuck the 30 Skinks at him and just go for 2 wounds.
I mean, it's 2 wounds left, and all he did was charge a block of infantry.
Yeah.
Battle line
60
Skinks.
points per 10.
They're so good. This book is so strong. It's outrageous.
And just think how much grief everyone gave me for all those Marauders.
Yeah,
Should have just brought Skinks.
It's not the same. These guys are absolutely wild, and you guys know it. You know, it's getting tense, because let's have a kind of
still in turn 1.
Yeah, can we get a run through on all the? Can we get the overlay of all the scores? Is that how it works? Can we have a look at that, please? You guys have got that screen, or maybe that screen doesn't work. No, that's not right. Is it? No, that's not it. So we're going to table 3 now, and we're seeing a roll off for priority on table 3. the OBR versus the Uruks, and the Uruks have won it. So Andy's got to make a decision now. He's got to do something. He could come over here, smash into those Death Riders. Yeah.
I almost feel like he should give it away.
No, I don't think so at all. I think he should take it. What's he going to give it away for? Because then Arkan's going to come over, potentially go here.
I guess Arkan wants to go here, doesn't he, and burn that. So yeah, he's going to have to take it.
I think he should take it anyway. I think he should use this opportunity where he's pinned in to just hit the Death Riders, who didn't take any damage back in combat right at that point. None at all. Okay. So it's super close.
Yeah.
Super close. I'm not sure exactly. Oh, there's the scores. There's
Scores
the scores
on the doors.
So currently we're in turn 2 on table 1.
Yep.
It's 5-4 to the Seraphon. Over on table 2. It's definitely 12 to the Idneth.
Ossuary.
Yeah, 12 to the Idneth, and then 4 to the Safe Darkness. On turn 3, it's 12 points currently to the Osiarchs, I'm pretty certain. Is that right? 12 to 8?
So they're the other way around, aren't they?
Yeah, okay.
Is that right?
Oh, it's just updated. It's 12-12.
Okay.
On turn 3.
Because they've not moved.
Yeah, they've not moved. That's exactly why. So it's even Stevens on turn 3. It's the advantage to the Eels on table 2, and on table 1 in the top left.
Advantage is
Seraphon. Yeah, Seraphon have got the advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in the bottom corner on turn 1.
Yeah, on turn 1. Although this will be over fairly quick. It will snowball really quickly because the MSU Eels either win or they don't win. Right, jumping back to table 1, Marathi is going into those Eels. James, what do you think about Marathi's chances right there? Also, Twitch chat.
Into the Skinks is
Into
Marathi
the Skinks,
going.
yeah. Also, Twitch chat. Is that what I said?
Eels, I think.
Oh, what? I just can't get them out of my brain now. Twitch chat, what do you guys think? Who do you think is going to take these games away? How are you feeling?
Yeah, so let's look. I mean, Marathi's charging to those Skinks, and we've now got the Blood Stalkers. That's right. Have charged into those Skinks as well. So what we're seeing actually is a load of Skinks coming off on table 1 there, which is interesting because we haven't really seen Ethan's Daughters of Cain go off yet, because in pretty much every game he's had a bad matchup. So sorry, Tony. The overlay that shows all of the scores at the moment is the colours are the wrong way around, and we didn't have time to fix that, so that's how it's showing up, which is why we pointed it out. So Marathi has got an objective she can raise. So there's a chance maybe that Ethan can pull it back a little bit here, I think. And he's also dropped his Heart Renders down here, so there is a chance that Ethan can probably raise 2 objectives this turn.
Two objectives?
Yeah, so Marathi's claimed 1.
Okay.
The Canary have claimed 1, and the Blood Seekers? What are the snake ladies?
Blood Sisters.
Blood Sisters?
Yeah.
Blood Stalkers.
Blood Sisters.
Oh, the Stalkers are the bows.
Yeah.
Cool. So they've gone through most of the Skinks. So I think there's an interesting play out here. Gotrek's about to get stopped by 10 Witch Elves.
Just flat stopped.
Yeah.
He's going nowhere.
Geminids is now kind of wasted back here. So it'll be really interesting, actually. I think Ethan's actually pulled back more than we thought, because, again, I think what we're seeing is Darren's just got so few bodies on the table.
Which is weird, because he actually has 100 bodies on the table. He's actually got one of the most, he's got maybe not tons of wounds, but he's got a lot of bodies.
Yeah, which is interesting, though, because all of his wounds and bodies are here in this one central point.
Yeah.
And there's nothing here. There's nothing here. And there's very little here. So actually, this Marathi could burn this. And if Ethan wins priority, she could bounce back to here and burn this one too.
Wow.
And that's going to stop Darren capping. So he's then going to have to wipe Ethan out and push all 4 objectives.
But he can just teleport Croak here and burn that one.
Yeah. Oh, okay. These Canary are gonna die to those skinks.
Why would you think anything at this stage can defeat skinks?
I don't know.
Like, why are you on that part? Like, that's not the hill to die on in any way. Right, let's fly over. Let's fly over to table. Yeah, let's fly over to table 2 and see what's going on there, shall we? Look at that. Where have all the knights gone? Mask of Darkness, big move by Rick. Dropped him at the back. He's now going to get 3 objectives and burn them. Also, bonus point. He's getting a bonus point because he's got his demon prints there as well. So he's actually going to grab... well, it depends if he burns them. He might just hold on to them for a turn. Okay, have we got the priority roll coming up for...
Table 2.
Table 2.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. That's the real question, whether or not we've got... The bottom of 2. Okay. Yeah. Bottom of 2... going into this, which means we got the priority roll coming up. So that means when the Eels do actually... if Rick rolls it, he could risk it and just go, I'm going to just hold these 3 objectives, I'm going to score the points, and then the Eels are going to come in, hit into the back there, and punch through, which could be quite exciting. It must be good for Ethan. He has struggled in the other 2 games. It's been really fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed these games so far. It's interesting that Eels have featured so prominently, actually. It's not something I would have expected, but, time for the Lumineth to get painted up, the strength that is the Nurgle Battle Tome in the future. I think, they haven't changed in 2 years, the Lumineth, the Ideth book, so it makes sense that you're going to consistently see them, on the tabletops and around, basically. Yeah, I'm fairly happy with the matches so far. I think it's been a really fun day.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, from talking to players in between games, they all seem to be having a lovely time.
Good. Yeah. Well, as scores come in, we will update our Score-atronic machine, which will...
The Scoratron?
Yeah, the Scoratron, which you've seen right now, and we'll give you the final things. But I actually am quite surprised at how much Table 1 has changed shape. In the Seraphon versus Daughters of Cain.
Yeah, and I think that's really interesting. It's really interesting to see those Bloodstalkers going off as well, Blood Sisters going off. Mm-hmm. I think it's... I was just saying a minute ago, obviously, that we haven't really seen them come into their own all day because they've been annihilated every game.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just doing a quick straw guess right now.
Yep.
Currently, the beatdown, or the momentum, I feel like it's going to the DOK on table 1.
Yep.
So I'm putting 1 for Troll Slayers. Yeah. Table 2, if we just fly over to table 2, which is Lowtown's Austria. Oh, it's the one we're on now. It's in the mix. Absolutely. I don't think Rick's actually lost anything key, and we've got a priority roll coming up.
I think the problem with table 2 is he's still got 6 Eels off the board, and the pointy chap, and it's turn 3.
Yeah, that's true.
So that could be messy.
Turn 3 is coming up. That's true. Yeah, and then so we'll call that neutral at the moment. But over on table 3, OBR versus Uryx. Can Speckles clinch it for the Troll Slayers? Yeah, this is the important point. Can he? How's Andy doing? It's a flat score at the minute.
The cagiest game all day.
The cagiest game ever. Andy's got the priority, right? So he took the turn, and as you can tell, he's going over to try and fight those Death Riders in a moment. But they may not actually they might not do anything. If I was Speckles, I wouldn't keep going at this big 30. I'd probably try and take out one of the 10s.
No, you just go here. Kill this one War Chanter.
Well, I mean, you could just nuke him with a spell and kill that one War Chanter.
Take the objective.
However, Speckles could win this.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing about this is we're on turn 4.
Yeah.
Top of turn 4. It's neck and neck. One of them only has to burn one objective to be ahead. Yeah. Which is huge.
Yeah.
It's very rare on this game. You're like, I need 1.
That's it, just the 1. But over on table 4, Eels versus Seraphon, I feel like this is James's game to lose at the minute. I'm putting James in the lead there. So that, to me, on a quick thumb count right now, that puts the Troll Slayers 2 matches up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they are currently, the Troll Slayers have won 3 and the Bruces have won 5. Yeah. Yeah. So two up. Puts them 5 and 5, neck and neck. Now, there's secondaries and stuff to account for in points, but roughly about equal right now, which means those two clutch matches on table 2 and table 3, and if Speckles pulls out the win for everyone, It's going to be a blinder. The rounds before were 92-68. I'm really glad you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Thank you. But it's gonna be tense now. This is when we get into the tense times. You're trying to make less jokes. It's too serious. I don't know. I'm a bit scared. Yeah. Where's the stories? That's what I want to see.
Where's the story?
Where are the heroic moments?
Here we go. So it's worth pointing out again, isn't it, that the red. We had an overlay issue.
Yep.
So the red is the Troll Slayers, and the blue scores on this is the Bruces.
Mm-hmm.
Is that top score right? 14-4.
No. At this point, I wouldn't look at this at all because it doesn't help us.
Okay.
We don't know what it means. Yeah.
So let's not watch that at 1-0.
But later we will. Wait, we will. The overlay guys have been doing a great old job. Yeah. All right. So don't worry about it. So let's find out what's going on these table bosses. Let's get some info, please, Bubs. Yeah. You're doing well. Long day, I know.
So we're.
Okay, so the Uruks have scored. The Uruks have scored territorial on table 1. Is that right? On table 1 with table 3. So in the Erstwood, territorial has been achieved. So a secondary.
Okay, so that's a secondary against Speckles.
Yeah. And the Ard Boys are now swinging into the Death Riders.
Okay.
Maybe taking the Death Riders down another notch. But they've done quite well. Nice shot there. Lovely. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so the our boys are now hitting on normal.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah.
Which is going to matter against them because last turn they killed no Death Riders.
0. Yeah.
And that Maw Crusher earlier killed 1.
Why is the real question is why have the Maw Crusher not gone in at all? Is it because he embarrassed himself early and he doesn't want to do it
Maybe.
again?
He's like, I tried to smash those earlier and it didn't go well.
Oh, well, actually, also, it could be because you can't burn objectives while there's an enemy hero within range. Yeah, I think that's this battle plan.
Okay.
I'll double check. But we'll ignore that right now. Oh, no, you can check. Yeah, you check. So, flying over to table 1, the Caverns of Gasmore, you find out that Ethan has burnt. Ethan's burnt.
Yeah, so you can't burn an objective while a leader is doing 6 inches of it.
So, if you look, Ethan has burnt 2 of the objectives. 2 of the objectives that belong to Darren using Marathi. And because it was done with Marathi, got a bonus point.
Yeah.
For doing so. Well, at least on one of them anyway. So that's pretty big.
Yeah, well, it also means Darren's not scoring those each of his turns now, doesn't it? And he's got a load of models, but they're all tied up. And this Gotrek's not going to do enough for him with a 4-inch move. Cogs is still down, so 6-inch move. It's such a big point to catch up on now.
What, the difference in points?
Yeah, 14-4.
Yeah. Is that right? 44.
Yeah.
Well, but Darren's still having his... No, Marathi just had his turn. In turn 2.
So Darren's a turn... He's on his...
Yeah, he's got his turn this go now.
Okay, little Darren Cam.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Yeah. And then moving on to table 2 and the Loton's Ossuary. Let's go check that out. So we're finding out now that the Eels have moved... defensively.
But we're still missing... Yeah, there's still 6 to come on, and the pointy guy. Oh, so our fish slayer has been fighting some fish. He seems to have killed 2 eels.
He
all
has.
on his own. So
Yeah, but
he's
if
having
you
a
see,
good day.
that objective also was burnt
Yeah.
last turn. So look at all the objectives that have been burnt here in this turn. We burnt this one here, this one. So it's getting very close and very tense to find on. Did we bring the 6 on? No, we haven't brought the 6 on.
No,
either.
so there's still 6 eels to come on. So I think really what you want to do is probably bring them on the back side of the board and just try and burn objectives now and leave the other 6 to tie up those 15.
Yeah. I can't believe the fish slayer there. Look at him, ready to murder anything he sees.
Anything
Absolutely.
that smells like sea.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to go back to table 4, I think, in the Amber Plains and see what that looks like.
Yeah.
So the primes come down.
The prime time. There we go. So prime is down. So eels. We're in turn 2 for the eels.
Yep.
Yeah, for the Idneth Deepkin at the bottom of 2. So like, got a priority roll coming up next, or we've had a priority roll and we're waiting for Seraphon turn 2. Get an update, please, table boss. So it's Idneth turn 2, but have Seraphon had their turn 2? That's the question. No, they have not.
Okay, these skinks lived.
They did live. They did live.
Six eels.
6 eels and Volturnus, who took 6 wounds.
And that's interesting, right? Because actually you almost want to activate these first in combat into that Volturnus and just take him off the board before turn 3.
Yeah, well, it's next. I mean, James has still got his whole turn.
Yeah.
So we've had 3 wounds on the Skink Priest going in that situation. What, in the tower? Yeah. Yeah, so this is the combat in here, this is a recap from what we had earlier, so nothing new. So there are 3 eels also threatening these Pterodon riders here. Don't forget that we've got the Skink Chief on Stegodon who can bring in, and we've also got the Razordons, and those Razordons will be perfect for dropping here and shooting into anything he wants to drop into. So that's going to be pretty clutch. So there's a lot of resources still on the table. The Star Priest lost is going to be a big deal for James in the centre here. But there's a lot of resources that James can still bring to bear. Those 3 eels at the back of the board. There we go. They are also going in. So they're looking to fight into... I wonder if we're going to see them actually go into Croak, or if we're going to see them go into the Skinks and try to knock them.
I mean, you probably want to take the guard off if you're going to try and take Croak. So you want to try and kill the guard so he can't just pass the wounds off, don't you?
Yeah,
and then you go for Croak.
But then he's +1 save and he's -1 to hit.
Yeah.
So he's pretty tough inside there, and I think he'll be fine. Absolutely fine. Yeah. The Prime, though. The Prime also... In fact, actually, that's not true. That's not true. The Prime can also go in. He's got, like, even at -1 to hit, he pretty much guarantees charge. So, like, there's...
Okay, and so we're watching the Skinks Overwatch, I would imagine now.
Yes. Okay. Are the Skinks firing because of the Fangs of Sotek? That's exactly what they're doing. So they're firing their shots.
Not only do they do loads of damage when they shoot, fight, but also for 1 CP they can shoot you again.
And then run away. So what he could do, if he was super smart about it, he could run away.
And block the Prime.
From doing the charge into... So he has to stay outside of 3, but that'll block the...
You could still block that Prime's
You could still block the Prime's base from going in. So then he would go into the Skinks, though. So it's what's more valuable to him? Does he want to hold on to the Skinks, or does he want to hold on to potentially Croak?
Yeah, you lose Croak, though, and he loses the ability to summon.
That's
so what he could do is pop Croak to the other side of the board and then summon from Croak.
I also feel like the Realm Shaper is such an important piece, because really it acts as bait. Because Croak, don't forget, has got the Croaknado about to go off. So he can do D3 mortal wounds 3 times to everything around him. That's devastating. That's devastating. It's devastating to the Prime. Okay, so the Prime is definitely going in. He's going in 12 inches. I wonder if James failed his 4-up on the Skinks, or if he didn't even bother rolling it in that situation. Probably, I don't know, probably doesn't even roll it. Okay, so flying over to table 1 now.
The Caverns of Gasmore.
Yeah, there we go. So we've got some teleporting Skinks. They've moved. There we go. They've dropped out.
So they've come out of combat from here, and they've teleported over to here.
And then they're outscoring, and they're going to burn 2 objectives in this situation, because they're just ignoring the Witch Elves completely. They've teleported, and then here you've got Gotrek, and Gotrek might go into the Blood Sisters, and if he goes into the Blood Sisters, that will be all over. Yeah. Oh, you have to roll the 4+. Okay, well that's sweet. I was like being told what to do anyway. Do that 4+.
Do it. You've got no choice.
Yeah. So that's going to bring Darren back into this game. I think Darren's in this game. I really do. Because he's going to be able to keep teleporting those Skinks. It's whether or not he can deal with these Blood Sisters right now. He's got all of the buffs in the world. He's got the Croaknado going in, so that's 3d3 mortal wounds can go in there. He can do a Comet's Call, so that's 4d3 mortal wounds. He's also got Stellar Tempest, I think maybe. I'm not sure if that's the spell he's got equipped. So he might be able to. He's then got all the skink shooting and all the skink shots. So I wouldn't be surprised if you just see the Blood Sisters melt this turn. So that's pretty clutch that he hasn't been able to do much there. Yes, Marathi will be able to come in here and beat up some skinks, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Those Witch Elves are also going to take some shots, and if he fails the charge into the Blood Sisters, which he doesn't even really need the charge from the Gotrek into the Blood Sisters, he can just go, okay, cool, I'll go in here as well, I'll make sure that. And then he's got the board at this point.
Yeah.
There's only this that Ethan's controlling. So, flying over to table 4 on the Amber Plains, the skinks at the bottom are the first thing that are activating, and it's Volturnus is no longer in combat, right?
Oh, he's legged it.
Yeah. So the eels are activating first into those skinks. So it'd be interesting to see whether or not he ends up activating. Look at this Realm Shaper engine. It is swamped. It's got 3 eels, 3 eels, 3 eels, and it's got the prime. So you could see Croak going down right now.
That Croak's going to get a load of attacks though, right? Because he's going to get 3 inches.
No, so you only target 1 unit and then roll 1 model for each unit within. Yeah. So that could be a dead Croak. So Chris has now gone super aggro in this situation. Don't forget, it's just an allegiance ability though for the teleport. Croak, it's not hardwired into Croak or something. So you could see those guys teleport over here and get in.
I think the problem is at this point, isn't it? I think that if he loses kind of this area of the board, James has then got to struggle. I mean, all these Pterodons have done nothing yet, but then it's also only turn 2, the top of turn 2.
These are slightly slower games, because it's a lot more knife edge. So they're not like the fastest games because it's not really obvious where you're going to go. You've got to make sure you don't get teleported around. You've got to make sure someone doesn't go nick your back objective at any point. So it's just really tough. So we've seen the Saurus Guard being attacked now by the eels at the top right-hand corner, right?
Yep.
So that combat, we should get a nice shot on that, I think. There'll be a nice little backdrop with the Realm Shaper. It'll look pretty. It looks so pretty.
Okay.
So let's fly over to table 2.
Lotan's Ossuary.
Let's go. The 6 eels have arrived. The 6 eels have arrived. The games are stepping up. They have charged.
Here, look.
Yeah, they're here. They're going into the War Shrine. 6 up here into the Knights. That's pretty big. Are we on turn 3 or is this turn 2?
No, they've gone. The 6 eels have gone into 1 Chaos Sorcerer.
Oh, and this is turn 3, so they're always strikes first across the board.
Lovely.
That's pretty big. However, we've got some big news over on table 3. Big news. In one of those, like, currently we're not sure the situation.
Let's go to the Earthwood.
Let's go to the Earthwood. Arcan has fired off a spell, and he has taken out the War Chanter that's able to bring back Andy's Uruk Ardboys. Yeah, so those Ardboys now are not coming back. So 30 Ardboys are grinding it out, and that's all he's going to have on the board. And this is pretty key because that puts Speckles, in my opinion, in a driving position.
Yeah. Which we didn't think before.
So this is only turn 4 though.
Already turn
4. Already turn 4. So there's not much in it, but again, taking out the War Chanter has been a big deal.
Well, I think it mattered, right? Because it meant that if these had died, he could have brought them on here, made this charge, and won.
I reckon what Andy's going to do is late game. He's just gonna do the Maw Crusher and take 1 objective with the Maw Crusher.
Maybe. I think the problem is now, though, so if Speckles plays this really sensible, he can send the Arcan over here, kill 1 model, and take this objective, which then would mean even if the Maw Crusher charges next turn and takes 1 objective, they're still even Stevens.
Ooh, that's big though. That's big. The Ardboys not coming back is really important as well. And not forgetting the Death Riders, if they really wanted to, could always just retreat onto an objective to grab something. If they Arcan's in.
He's going for a charge.
So he's going to have to get in and avoid. He's going to have to avoid here.
I think that's. I mean, ignoring the fact he's got to make the charge roll, it's actually a pretty good move.
It's a great move. Can I get some tSports? Can I get some tSports in the chat, please?
tSports Speckles.
Yeah, it's a tSports Speckles in the chat. That's pretty fun.
I'd still like to point out, Doing nothing.
Catacross is doing nothing. Why is he even there at this point?
Just play Arcan.
Why is he even there? That's the real
when
question.
When Arcan the Black is doing more than your Catacross.
You need to sort something out.
The wizard charging the front lines. The fighting general.
Stop this.
Chilling at the back.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, no tSports in the chat. Only Speckles love. One more time again, please. Oh, whoa!
What?
Catacross has just run up the board.
Can Speckles hear us?
Can he? Oh my goodness. There's some real tSports action. That's what we've got. I can't believe it. Let's go back to table 2 because there's some big charges there in Lotan's Osiri, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
What's interesting is we haven't seen Be'lakor use his ability yet.
Yeah, well, we can we find out if Be'lakor has used his ability or if it just they've rolled their 5-ups? He has used it, but
is part of Be'lakor. Okay, so they made the 5-up. They made the
5-up to charge, but we don't know if they've made the 5-up to attack.
And we don't know if they need a 5-up to do the electrocute,
and
which
whether
I
or
think
not it's different.
Not maybe, because I think it's not an ability. Well, it is an ability, but that's not in the Be'lakor thing. I think.
Yeah.
What is Catacross doing? He's just legging it.
He's just checking.
He's heard us call in shade, and he's ready to go.
Like, I'm going in. It'd be so funny if we put this. He passed the roll.
Nice.
He passed the roll. So those 6 eels now at the top. That's massive. That's massive. Dan's got to be over the moon about that. So that means that he's got 6 eels going in there. He's got 6 eels taken here, and then he's flooding this. So then those are the. Oh, actually, they're the only objectives.
Yeah, there's 4 left.
Yeah. So what Dan's actually trying to do up here is just defend his own objective.
Yeah.
So he can't stop it being burnt, but he can defend it. This demon prince could come fight this one eel though at some point. Yeah. But what Dan could.
It's super close this game.
Super close. Really, really interesting. This will be a great one to listen back to. Absolutely.
And I think Rick's played it. I think Rick was probably up against it from turn 1 or 2 when we watched him get really hammered.
Yeah, it's just again. That's why I really like this, because actually this battle plan really shows the weaknesses in some army builds. And maybe teleporting is actually a real big advantage in this, but it's a big advantage in the game anyway.
I think teleporting's so strong.
So strong. Again, did I tell you there's a faction where you can reduce all damage you take by 1? And it's the second best option in a book.
Yes. And what book would that be?
It's a Seraphon book.
Not the Sylvanas book.
They can't teleport for free. You have to spend £200 on books.
And trees.
So we're back onto table 3. Back onto table 3 in the big match up here. Donaldinho, get ready for this. You're going to be excited about this. These Death Riders have retreated and then charged back in to get more damage. Do the damage from the wedge.
And now he wants to kill him.
Now he can actually kill them. Now he can actually kill them. So he's only killed 2 to cause 2 more wounds.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah. Did he get the spell off, which increase to empower the Netherite spears? Is the real question. Ooh, so flying over now, it's all heating up now.
Yeah.
Over on table 4.
Every game's off the hook.
Okay, so over on table 4, this is pretty major. So the skink priest, star priest that was in the Realm Shaper engine here is dead. Then all of the other attacks that we can generate.
I've just killed all these skinks.
Have killed all those skinks on that objective.
Which means he can burn that objective.
Which does mean he can burn it, which is the first. Well, it's not the first swing, but it's swung back now a little bit for Chris. But if he doesn't take Croak out, then you're going to see a lot of these models whittle down very quickly. James has still got a turn, not priority coming up, still got a turn to whittle down a lot there. We've also got those Razordons, they'll chip in. Stegodon's got shooting, and we've got combat.
And then we've still got 5 chameleon skinks just hiding.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
So
these skinks that will not die are now going to fight some eels back here.
Oh, okay. So that means we've had a score point turned in, maybe. We've got a score update for everyone. A score update. It's 124 versus 116. So
it gets
Bruce
closer.
is 116 or 118. So there's currently 8 points 8 points between the two teams. Bruce is on 124, 116 for the Troll Slayers. Pretty close. Pretty close. This is the thing about the format, right? Is sometimes you just lose games.
Yep.
End conversation. It's like, what happened? I just lost that game.
I rolled a lot of ones.
Yeah, or whatever it is. And this, like, playing each other a lot is interesting, you know. But also, I think what's quite interesting here is Rick. Looks like the game between Rick and Dan is going to be really interesting.
Yep.
Over on table 2. Let's go over to table 2 right now, because obviously, in one of these matchups, Rick's already beaten Dan one time, but now they've got this rematch, and it looks like this is Dan's game. Is it the scenario? Is it just because of some clutch plays? You know, is it because actually he's passed the Be'lakor charge and attack, all in which he didn't pass last time? There's lots to happen here. So it could go either way.
And I think, like, we're looking at it now, he can technically burn 2 objectives this round. Oh no, he's not going to be able to burn this one because of that hero. Correct.
And he also, and like we pointed out, and thank you everyone in the chat, you also can't burn the objective because Croak's near it.
Yeah.
So at the event, everyone, just so you know, all terrain has to be 3 inches away. Yeah. And that's it. That's been retconned for just all terrain. Yeah. 3 inches apart from each other and 3 inches away from the objectives is what has been decided for the event. If that helps anyone out. So all the players know that, and we're all gravy on that front. And that's because there's a lot of dense terrain. If you actually look again, let's look at the water board. So at table 2, if you actually look at the board space, there's a lot of terrain here, and I think that makes the game more interesting and more functional. I'm very excited to see what the players say about it, because I'd very much like to see this rolled out at more events where there are avenues of death. You can't move there. I think it's weird. You can fly up buildings. We've talked about this several times, and I think this makes the game more functional and makes players have to make more interesting choices. It also makes teleport stronger. Yeah, but teleport's already strong. Like, and it's weird. The whole battle was being fought on like a flat surface, right?
So if we go over to table 4, the Amber Plains, we'll see kind of what the outcome of all this combat is. So there's still skinks alive in that bottom corner. And we're watching this. I mean, this is just such a huge combat. And that Croak needs to die for him to be able to burn any of objectives, right?
It is. Absolutely. So it's very, very, very close. Very close. Oh, told you. So let's fly back to table 1. Table 1. The Blood Sisters are dead. There we go. Blood Sisters are dead.
Oh dear.
Okay, so we can change up this table 1 prediction. This is definitely going to the Bruces. Definitely going to the Bruces in this situation. So they have lost that matchup there. All the Blood Sisters are gone. There's just Marathi again.
Marathi and
some Witch Elves. But Ethan has won the priority role. He has won the priority role, but he's going to be able to. Look at this. Oh no, that's not. Oh, it's reversed. Yeah. Sorry, that's not. He hasn't calibroned at all because the Geminids are on this side. But yeah, forget the top down again. There's not much happened in this game, right?
No. So I mean, realistically, he needs to calibrond these 10 Witch Elves over here and try and burn this. Maybe retreat. It's messy. I mean, he's got a good point lead, but they're only on turn 3.
Yeah, I think the skinks are gonna. The skinks now can just also hold on to these and take these. Yeah,
burn them on the last round.
Yeah. And then, so I think this is definitely working out for Darren. Let's fly back over to table 3. That Earthwood. See if Speckles is taking it out. So I put another one down to the Bruces. So in matches, it does make it 6-3 to the Bruces.
Okay.
Right now. Oh, okay. So turn for table 3, please.
Table 3, the Earthwood.
The Earthwood. So what we've got is a priority roll coming up. Speckles rolled a 6. Oh goodness. He's rolled a 6.
He's been smashing out those 6s for priority all day.
If Andy rolls a 6, is it a draw? No.
Speckles went first, so it's Speckles' choice. Oh no, it was.
No! Andy rolled a 6 as well!
He rolled a 4.
Oh,
You can see it. You got suckered. And we're not in the room.
You're all monsters.
And we've got a camera.
You're all monsters. Yeah, I'm trying to be involved in the game, and you all are just making me feel terrible. Yeah. So Speckles gets a turn, right?
Yeah. Well, he gets a choice, which is
get
interesting because he didn't make the charge here last round.
He doesn't. No. Oh, can we get a timer on how long is left on the games, please, table boss? 45 minutes.
I mean, this is turn 5.
Yeah.
Oh, Speckles is taking the turn.
Cool.
What a surprise.
What a surprise.
So he almost wants to charge the Archon here and try and hold that Maw Crusher in combat, doesn't he?
No, don't do that. Just kill this fella. Yeah. Just do it in magic if you can. Just be like.
Yeah, so if you can hold him in magic. So the problem is...
Oh, wait, what about Mighty Destroyers? Is that... No, that's a different sub-faction.
Yeah.
It's a different sub-faction.
He can't use that one. So what I'm just thinking is, so there's these boys here, they're not probably going to get to that. There's these boys here, they're not going to get to that. This Maw Crusher is the only thing that's going to get out. He kind of needs to tie that up, because then he wins if he can burn this one objective.
Imagine having an entire army. Imagine having a 500-piece model, 500-point model you don't do anything with at any point, ever. Ever. You just like, I just not play. Basically, this entire match is the 1,500-point meta. Darren's running around 500 points down. Gotchik's just slowly walking towards the enemy. Yeah. Speckles has played 500 points down with Catacross
For 3 games.
For 3 games. He's like, whatever, don't need him. I'll just let him stand there. Yeah. And then if he holds this, if he holds this, if he ends up taking this, Xantos is coming up as well. Yeah. If you get Xantos in there as well, he could potentially burn 2 objectives.
Oh, but he can't burn them.
Oh, of course. Because of the protective Maw Crusher.
But it's within 6 of the objective. He's not touching either objective marker, so he can definitely get them.
Okay.
So this hero is stopping this one being burnt.
But there's nothing stopping
here.
That one.
So it's worth pointing out, because I saw someone talk about the markers earlier. So there are objective markers, but actually this is the 6-inch bubble around the objective where you cap it, and then this little tiny circle in the middle is where the objective marker would be. So it's within 6 inches of that. So what we know is that this Maw Crusher isn't within 6 here or here. So he's not stopping that objective being capped.
Yep. Oh, okay. So flying over to table 2, Low Tones Osprey, where we had Slaves to Darkness versus Idneth Deepkin in a rematch since the game we saw before. We have seen, there we go, we've seen the War Shrine go down to those eels as well. So there is 2 Chaos Knights left. I wonder if they're fighting against Volturnus and 3 more eels.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're in combat. We'll find out in a moment, right? They're still fighting. So those could go down as well. So it could be, if he wanted to, Dan could burn both of those 2 objectives, but I don't think he's going to. I think he might hold on to them for a turn, right? Turn 3.
He's got to deal with the Fish Slayer, but this one, I mean, this is safe as houses.
Yeah, so he could hold on to that.
He needs to hold on to them, really, because he's got to deal with this.
Yeah.
Hope that he survives this. Because also, where are his heroes? So Volturnus is here, so he gets an extra point if he burns that one. But this Demon Prince is going to get an extra point if he burns this one.
So currently, to give you guys a quick dirty math update on the points, as I see them, yeah, Trolls. So Darren's taken away table 1, so that for the whole day, gives the Bruces 6 wins to the Troll Slayers 3. However, we're going to go down to it. I think in this situation, Dan's winning this match.
Yep.
And then Dan's winning this match, and then Speckles, I think, is going to win his match.
Yeah, there's a chance.
Yeah, so that puts a T and a T. So that puts it. So it comes down to James Hobbs, yeah, on table 4. Let's fly over there to the Amber Plains. Yeah, it comes down to James Hobbs, right. They're still doing combat. It's a very involved match. So the eels into the Realm Shaper are fighting now. They're looking to target those skinks right there that are holding the objective. James is going to lose a lot of bodies here, but James has still got his turn 2 coming up. That's right. Let me just double check that with your table boss. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
So if that Croak survives, there's going to be a huge amount of magic output damage as well.
Yeah.
But obviously, if he goes through that Croak in this round of combat, there's obviously going to be way less that for James to do. Because if Croak survives, he's going to be able to teleport and pop out some skinks. He's going to be able to cast a load of magic.
Yeah. So it could come down to the Croak just failed 3 saves in the Realm Shaper engine. Yeah. So he's got a 4-up. Oh, he's got a 4-up DPR. It looks like he's made every one. So the last Saurus Guard is dead. Is there anyone left? Oh, Croak is still unharmed. Is there anyone left to strike him?
Probably not.
Probably not, no. So we're flying over to table 3. So
Curse of Years.
Curse of Years from the Yard Boys. Yeah. Curse of Years on the Yard Boys. Speckles has got it off. He's trying to use that.
9.
He's killed 9 of them.
Do you remember when that used to just delete a unit when you got down to 1?
Yeah,
that's a sad day, huh?
Absolutely. So 9 Yard Boys gone down there in that situation. I don't know. Table 4 looks like it's going to the Bruces. That still puts the Bruces, dirty maths wise, that puts them 1 above. That puts them 7 to 5. And so it looks like a Brucey win. So it's whether or not James. So this is going to be pretty much the clutch one. Unless Rick pulls something back out on table 2. Let's go back there for a moment as we're still watching this a lot of attacks coming out. Rick's obviously they've just finished combat for this setup here.
We've seen a load of eels die up on the top objective.
Yeah.
So I think there's a good chance that everyone can burn everything soon.
Yeah.
I think there'll be no objectives left on this map.
Apart from this one over here on the far right hand side. It's quite important. And being able to maybe go get this Demon Prince could be quite clutch. So Danny's going to burn 1. I imagine it's going to be this one. Just bringing the Carcadrak out.
because he's not out,
Yeah. And then he's going to hold on to this one, fight it out, and then just keep holding on to those for as many turns as he can to try and generate the points. Rick, I think, is holding this top objective as well because he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touching the objective versus 3.
Yeah.
So Rick's got that top as well. So I think Rick is going to do the same and hold on to it.
Yeah, and it gets messy at the minute, doesn't it? Because Dan's still scoring this top right one. So he might go a point ahead, I think, at this point.
Oh, wait. So who has? Dan has decided to burn both. Ooh, okay. On turn 3.
That's not the right decision, I don't think. I don't think he could lose this one at this point because there's no one to teleport these and there's nothing to contest this amount of bodies. So I guess the only other thing he's going for is throwing his whole army in to try and stop this happening.
Yes. Have we got the priority roll coming up, or is this have we still got Rick's turn to go on turn 3? Rick's turn. Interesting.
I think AD Mac agrees with me. There's just a no in the chat.
Yeah. But he can't burn the bottom right. He can because he's outside of 6 inches of the centre.
Yeah. So the objective markers that are on the board, the objective 6 inches of it is the outside yellow ring.
Yeah.
That's how they're made.
Yeah. Volty is in the bottom left here. This is Volty. This is a Lord on Carcadrak.
So if he burns this one at the moment, he'll get the extra point for Volty. Maybe that's what's going in his head, and now he can remove Volty from that.
Yeah.
But it's turn 3, so it was turn 3, and he still lost this combat, which I would imagine is him killing himself.
Well, yeah, he's killing himself. Yeah, because he's got D3 attacks.
Yeah.
But he didn't buff them, if you see. He put all the attacks down in the bottom. And there's still some Chaos Knights there as well. Decalia, thanks for subscribing. And thank you to everyone who subscribed today. It's super awesome of you that you want to watch some tSports. And don't forget, whenever you're on another channel, always use your tSports logo. See a bit of Warhammer? Bit tSports. Yeah? Give us speckles. All right, let's go. Let's go to the Earthwood, table 3. Let's go find out what's happening there.
Turn 5.
Turn 5. What's happened? Arcan's charged the last Ard Boy.
So what we're watching is Arcan charging the last Ard Boy, but ignoring the Maw Crusher. And the lead... Oh, so Arcan's gone over here And the Liege Cavalos has gone into that one. So Speckles is going big to go home.
Oh, really?
So we've got Arcade Corner going after the last Hour Boy that evaded Curse of Years. And the Liege Cavalos going into other War Chanter to try and remove him. So then he gets the chance to burn those last 2 objectives, which would give him a 4-point lead, which is pretty big at this point because the only unit and he's got left on the board that has a chance of threatening anything is this Maw Crusher. So if Arcan manages to kill the last Hard Boy and this Liege Cavalos kills this Wizard, I think Speckles has taken it.
Oh, okay.
Without using Catacross.
Never. Doesn't need him, does he? Yeah. Why is the Maw Crusher not there? Great question. Oh, wait, the Soul Scry's at the bottom right objective. Okay, let's go top down. No, not on this list. Not on this map. I can't remember which map we're on. So I think you're talking about table 2, Lotan's Ossuary. There's a Soul Scryer somewhere on an objective. Croak dead. We need to know. Okay, all right. So sorry.
Not.
So sorry. Table 4. Let's go to table 4.
The Amber Plains.
The Amber Plains. Let's go see. So is Croak dead? Table boss.
No.
Craig has taken no wounds.
He lost all his guard. He's sat there.
On the last wound. So look, Croak is about to do that thing in Dragon Ball Z where he's just like, just start babbing mortal runes around him.
His power level's over 9,000.
Yeah, let's go. It's just going to be, and then also there's a lot of things there to deal with Croak. If Croak doesn't get these spells off though, that's going to be pretty clutch.
Yeah.
The Astaroth Bannerbearer, is the Astaroth Bannerbearer alive? That's the real question.
I think that might be him, but if we can get a close up,
no, we'll ask our table boss if the Astaroth Bannerbearer is alive. He's also alive. So he's got the plus to cast. And
the extra range.
That Realm Shaper engine. In fact, actually, the Realm Shaper engine. So it's 10 base. He's not on the Balewind.
Yep.
He's in the Realm Shapers, but he's added 6, so 16. I don't think that gets him to the Aether Wings to do mortal wounds there, but it does. Oh, he's burnt that top objective. There we go. So he's burnt 1.
Okay.
So it's 9-8.
9-8, but it's now James's turn.
James is going to get to fire back. There is going to be a lot of... is he doing a Croak 4+ before? He should have taken something from that, says Stephen. Whatever he's done, he didn't take it. Because don't forget, there were also other stuff. They attacked the skinks. So there was 2 Star Priests that got attacked, or a Star Priest at least that got attacked. They also attacked all the Saurus Guard. They also attacked all the skinks as well.
Yeah, and also, so the Astrolith Bannerbearer gives a 6-up shrug to the guard.
Yes, so there was a lot of things happening there, but like he effectively, not everything went into Croak. It wasn't like 12 eels and the Prime missed on Croak.
Yeah.
There was a lot of other stuff that got like depleted time and
yeah,
again.
so one whole set of eels went into the last of a skink priest and over here. So we haven't seen all of this go into Croak.
It's not priority now. It's just turn 2 for Hobbs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty certain that's right. Turn 2 for Hobbs right now. Yeah. So we're going to see. Yeah. So we're seeing command points generated now. We're going to see that racked up, and then we're going to see a bunch of spells rolled.
So the question is, I guess, where's Speckles?
Well, no, I want to see. You want to see
the Croak bomb?
Yeah, I want to see the Croak bomb. I want to see that Croak Nado. Because there's how many units are there around him right now? There's 1, 2, 3, the Prime, 4 units around the Croak Tower right now. So you could see.
There's the Bannerbearer.
Yeah, so he can only do D3 mortal wounds to 3 units.
Okay.
I'd probably prioritise the Prime.
Yep.
You broke up that table, boss. Oh, let's go over to table 3, the Erstwood. He lost his first game because 30 Hard Boys came back. He lost his second game. And then he comes back, Speckles, with the win. Is it 16-16? No.
No. So it will be, I think. So what's going to happen? This is going to burn. This is going to burn. He'll go 4 points ahead. So it'd be 20-16 going into Andy's last turn, and there's no way this can take 2 points and get him 8 back.
Yep. So Speckles wins.
Speckles wins.
He brings it back for the Troll Slayers on a clutch final turn. So that puts it currently 5. Although we're calling one for Darren, aren't we? So there's two games in it.
Yep.
2 games in it, and over the course of the day, the Bruces have won 6, and the Troll Slayers have won 4. We're calling table 1 for Darren because I'm pretty much certain that's. Oh, come on! Look, there's nothing there. Let's go to table 1. Let's go to table 1. It's only turn 3.
Back to the caverns of Gasmore.
Turn 3, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there's nothing there. It's all Darren all day now at this stage. Yeah, he's just going to score points like they're going out of fashion. He doesn't even need to burn them.
It is 16-8 though, so he's going to have to do something. I guess it depends what this Marathi does. Like, if this Marathi can come in here and claim this one as well, and these Witch Elves can hold for a little bit, maybe.
No, not from all that skink shooting.
No.
Look, they're about to get absolutely mullered in this situation. 6 points ahead because of the hero bonus as MJ Pegasus. In that,
Marathi's burning like the plague.
Yeah. Just let's keep going. Yeah, and that's the thing about having that combat character going out and doing the work, which is good because it's bringing you. I mean, I feel like this season, so this GHB this year, we're going to see a lot of combat monsters because they work so well in different scenarios. In the scenario we had first, focal points worked so well, and now obviously it works really well in this. So those combat monsters, your Nagashes. Okay, so the points coming in from table 3 was 7. It was a 17-3, so it was not a 20-0 to Speckles. It wasn't 20, but we don't know what the overall. If Ethan goes to the toilet for the next hour, he has got this. Come on, Ethan.
So let's jump back to the Amber Plains and see that croak bomb.
Oh yes, is the croak bomb going off? That's the big question for everyone. Over there, and I'm excited. We're doing some measuring.
So if we jump back to table 4, the Amber Plains.
Yeah. No. Yeah, table 4. We're measuring.
Here we go.
Okay. He's taking his time. Can we get a time update, please, from the booth? We'll find out how long's left on the clock. About 30 minutes. Although this is going to be fairly key. Can we also talk about the fact that, and I'm being serious, 6 eels and Volturnus charge 40 skinks down here.
Still going. What it's going to be really interesting is there's still 5 chameleon skinks. Still not on the board.
I forgot about the chameleon skinks. They're so key. They could shoot off those Aether Wings.
Yeah.
They could grab this one here. Because there's no eels left. Oh, wow. So they're retreating out of combat from the eels.
Onto the objective.
I bet they still outscore them as well.
Yeah. 100%. And that's what we talked about at the beginning, isn't it? We talked about the issue with the 2 armies was like, so all these skinks here now can burn that objective.
Yeah.
And because he's not stopping them not burning that objective.
Yeah.
So then the problem is that these eels have then got to deal with that next turn. And he's probably going to want to commit all those eels to those skinks so that they don't then the next turn retreat and kill that.
Yeah. So we've got 30 minutes left of this game, of these games and all of these matches. Why am I so invested? Because hashtag tSports, baby. Yeah, because it's important to know who's going to take it out.
I think for me, at this point, he burns this one.
Yeah.
He drops 5 chameleons here.
And burns that.
And burns that one. These Aether Wings aren't going to deal with the chameleons, so he can drop them here. He can shoot these off. He can burn this. Next round, they could leisurely stroll there. He's then got to split these. He might not kill those skinks. He's tied up all these units in this bottom end of the board, and this just becomes a mess show because nothing can burn anything while he's stood there, and while Croak's here, he can't burn this. Or this because the Realm Shaper engine's just on it.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be the closest of our games at this point.
So people doing some quick Bertie maths. Troll Slayers need 2 wins and 4 secondaries.
So close.
It's so close. So currently this round, table 1 went to Darren and the Bruces. Nice to see Darren pick up a game once.
Yep. See if he brings Go Trek next month.
Next month he's going like, on which table? Table 1 has been called to Darren now, so it's a 1-1 Troll Slayers and Bruces in this situation. However, it's all to do now with Table 2 and Table 4. Table 2, I feel like it has to go and is going to Troll Slayers, so that's bringing it 2-1. So it's all about whether or not didn't he burn those 2 objectives, or did he not burn those 2 objectives? These 2 here.
Both were burnt.
Okay. All right. Well,
I'm guessing they haven't removed them.
But the most important thing that could happen has happened. The Fish Slayer is back.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah, a Chaos Lord and Karkadrak who previously fought off Volturnus and 3 units.
Oh. The Demon Prince has taken that top right objective and killed that last eel.
Yes. So he's gonna score it, and the smart play, because there's nothing that can touch him now, is to hold it until the last turn, burn it on the last turn, and get the bonus point for burning it as well.
Yeah, it's so close, this one. So it's 19-12, turn 3. So Rick he's still in this, but I don't know. I almost feel like he wants to burn that and try and hold the other one, but they're so much closer to that with all this pile.
Very close.
Yeah, that one's super close. They're all super close at this point. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because obviously the teams going into this knew, like the Troll Slayers knew that if they play really hard, they could still be in the event.
Hold on. Let's look at the bottom right. Apparently that's not burnt because there's a scryer in the way. So maybe we've got that information wrong. And we'll find out from our table boss if that is the case.
So if we...
So the objectives at the bottom of the board where all the eels are located, one fighting the Karkadrak, there is that they've both been burnt, but there's a scryer near one. Okay. Alright, sweet. Alright, let's go back to the Amber Plains. I want to see what the Croaknado's done.
Yeah, let's see the damage.
Let's see what the Croaknado has done.
So at the has that Croaknado gone off? There's lots of 9-inch sticks on. To deploy some chameleons, I imagine. Okay. Here we go. So we're rolling. I'm guessing some summoning points. No, but there's obviously
a little gap.
Room here.
What was the score on Darren's table? Can we get a score from Darren's table, please? It was a 20-0. It was a 20-0. So it's been 17-3 so far. And then it's now been a 20-0. So the current actual scores, if we don't take anything in, 115 to the Bruces to 85. No, that was a predictive score.
Okay.
No. Okay. I'll let you guys do the maths, and you can come back to us.
Yeah. We're not buying those maths.
But we believe you, if that helps. Right, so Chameleon Skink's definitely going to go down there in that bottom left-hand objective, which I think is really exciting. And then, the Skink Chief on Stegodon, he's just moving back defensively. Away from those eels. So, how did the Croaknado go? Because it doesn't look particularly scary, and much has happened. Okay, so we lost an eel. We lost an eel out of 2 packs, but that's it. And the Prime is still alive.
Good old Prime, eh?
Yeah. Okay, so just whipping over to table 2 very quickly. Lotan's Ossuary. Yeah. As you can see, Dan won the priority.
But giving it away.
Has given it away.
So this is on turn 4.
Yeah.
So it's the Idoneth have used their Orbish Strikes first at this point.
And Dan is up on points.
Yeah.
Dan is up 7 points. So Rick, I don't think, can pull it back. No, he's still got to do. See, he's still got a 3-point bonus here when he burns this, and a 2-point bonus when he burns this. So that's 5. So that's 19-17. So one more time, sorry. Oh. Okay, so jumping back to table 4.
The Amber Plains.
Yeah, the Amber Plains. In this situation, so yeah, 10 skinks have teleported on here, yeah, and then 5 skinks, so 5 chameleon skinks have come here near Volturnus, and I'd like to see them kill Volturnus off that objective as well, so that they can
with
then
his
burn
whole
it.
2 wounds.
His whole 2 wounds that he lost earlier to skinks, and then these skinks definitely can grab this objective.
And they can also play for the double turn at this point.
They can play for the double turn at this point, which could just make it like mostly over. But there's a lot. Oh wait, did they? Oh, they shot at him, and he's still got a wound left.
They could charge him.
No, they shouldn't charge him. That's
But it'd be
terrible.
funny.
Yeah. The current score is, so the guys did the maths for us in the booth, 115 to 155, so there's a 30 points difference.
No, 115 to 85.
No.
30 points difference.
Okay. No, because that's actually 70 points difference. 155 to 115. Don't worry. 115 to 85.
There we go.
115 to 85.
I was right.
Yeah, you did it. We nailed it, gents.
I read the chat.
Listen, this is our first time. Yeah, we are
It's
going
our
to
first rodeo.
First rodeo. We are going to crush this next time. You're going to be sick of how many. You'll be like, right, shut up. I don't get.
Stop giving me numbers.
Yeah, we'll have predictive numbers. We'll have people call in from different places.
Can we make it like Eurovision?
Yeah.
Can we make it like Eurovision? We'll have a little phone in. And it'll be like, that army, 0 points.
Sandra from Bassinghead said that she reckons this is the best match she's ever seen. Yeah, stuff like that. Perfect. Please tweet us, Sandra. We'd love it. Okay. I'm a little bit disappointed that we didn't do enough mortal wounds out of Croak into those eels, right? That was a bit disappointing. At the top, though, we're going to see those Razordons also shooting in there as well.
Which I'm guessing is what we're seeing.
But you've got to get rid of the Prime. The Prime's actually more of a threat now because he's just damage all the time, whereas the eels, like, yeah, they can do some damage, but they're not on the charge, so that's all out of the way now. Yeah,
and they're also doing very little range.
So he's just shooting at them. Wonder if the skinks are going to go into. There's a Razordon shooting.
Oh, but he can only shoot the closest model.
Yes, he can. Yeah, that's a good point.
And once.
Oh, so we're going to table 2. So it's 1915 on turn 3. We've got turn 4 to come. Turn 4. Is that turn 3? Yeah, turn 4. So at the top of 4.
With 19 minutes remaining.
Yeah, and Rick has got his turn left to go. So we're into Rick's turn now. So it's very, very close. Like I've said before, is this in Rick's turn now, or that was the score at the end of Rick's turn? Yeah. Okay, so that is the end of Rick's turn.
Yep.
Dan's got his turn to come now as well. So he's still going to rack up some points. So there is at some point.
He can only reclaim his own home objectives because the other 2 are burnt.
Yes. It's just there are eels all over him.
So what he kind of wants to do, I think, is recommit to this one now.
Just throw everything up there.
And maybe retreat out of here to go towards this one for the next turn.
Yes.
Because then he's going to burn that anyway.
Because he's got the priority, right?
Yeah.
To
he's
try and
got
do
to
it.
play for that priority.
Yeah. So Rick has to hold on to the objectives and sit on it.
So just so everyone's aware, this has been burnt and this has been burnt. The 2 top objectives in Dan's home territory are the only 2 remaining.
Yes. But they're currently held by Rick, so Rick could burn them at any point, but he didn't burn them at the end of his turn.
Because he can't. Because he'd lose.
Oh, okay. So who's this? Dan and Rick. Okay, so we're just finding out the guys are playing out on table 2 exactly what they think's going on right now.
So should we jump back to table 4?
Yeah.
Let's see what's happening.
Let's see what damage you did.
At some point there'll be a priority roll there as well that's going to matter. Just those poor chameleon skinks just didn't do their work. I think the terrifying thing on this one is the priority roll really matters. So the bottom two objectives were burnt because they were burnt by Dan. So the Volty and Scryer were on the objectives that got burnt because they were in Rick's.
Yeah, you're thinking that that's where they were. They were at the top, right? So don't worry about it. The guys have got it right. Yeah, you're all good. Okay. So yeah, the viewers, Troll Slayers need the wins in both these games to progress, and it looks like Croak didn't do his promised damage over there, and so that forceful play by Chris is possibly going to bring the game to James eventually.
Yeah, I think this one's interesting because if James can win this priority, I think he'll be able to burn this one this turn. But if he wins the priority, I think he'll also get to burn those. But Croak's got to survive this combat.
Croak does have to survive this combat from the Celestin Prime, and we'll see. So he's moving around so he can hit the skink. So Croak's unwounded, right?
Yeah. So
Croak is unwounded. So
and he's hitting skinks?
Yeah. Well, because he just wants to get rid of all the bodies, I think, is the key part. And maybe
he can remove James from scoring this objective as well, right? If he removes all the bodies from it.
Yeah. I mean, the output from the eels, again, they were just everywhere all at once, right? And it's not even turn 3. We're about to go into turn 3.
Yeah.
So he's just taken 9 skinks off the board out of that unit, which means they will suffer a battle shock as well, so they could potentially go down.
I mean, they're going to be within 12 of here, though.
Okay. And so then the Ashloth Banner Bearers go in
for that eel.
into the Prime. Can we find out how many wounds are left on the Prime, please? Because that's really important. We need to know what's going on there. He's full or 4?
Full. He's
full.
Not been hit.
No damage. What? The Croaknado did nothing. It's quite smart, actually. He just overloaded him with bodies.
Yeah.
He just went straight in. It was just like, you can just have all of this stuff. And then just went in. I really don't think this is James's game at this stage. I'm trying to find a way that I think he can pull it back. But, I mean, he has... If these chameleon skinks had killed that guy...
If he wins the priority, he burns this, he burns this, he burns this. Well, he can burn these two this round. So I think if he wins... So he burns this this round. He wins the priority. These kill this. These try and move onto here. Or he just teleports them onto there. I think there's a chance he can pull it back.
Because he
caps all of those, and I don't think Rick's gonna have time to get here to cap all of these.
He will eventually.
Yeah.
He will eventually have time, but he won't have time like immediately. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And also, there's so much summoning that can come out from that Seraphon to just put, if Croak doesn't die, to just put 10 skinks across the board to block things.
Oh, so Croak's taken 1 damage so far. Only the 1. So that's from the 2 eels, and then there's 2 individual 1 eels. So they're less likely to do the damage.
We are on turn 2.
Yeah, turn 2. This has been a slow one. Absolutely.
It's been a slow one, but actually there's not much left.
It's true. It's true. It's true. Yeah, we have seen a lot of stuff deleted pretty quick, to be honest. And combat was happening from straight away. I think it's just the mechanics of the game in this one. The games, they've been rolling pretty big. 15 minutes left, and we just remind the players that that's how long they've got. And so now we're just going to go over to table 2. The only 2 games left are table 2 and table 4.
Yeah. Let's. So it's into Dan's turn, but there's nothing here. So at the end of Rick's turn, he's going to have scored 2, because I'm guessing he didn't burn anything, so that would make it 1970.
Yeah. Oh, so look at Dan. Dan is just going to go all the way over. He's looking for the priority roll, and he wants to fly over here so the Demon Prince cannot burn the objective if he can get within 6. So he's just looking for the priority roll to make that happen. There's also the sneaky eel. But our terrain is so powerful and dense, maybe he hasn't even seen it.
Yeah. Okay, so these ones are going to retreat from combat as well. So he's going purely for a priority roll.
He's just going all the way in. Okay, so yeah, he's just looking to fire each one off where he can. It's going to be super close. So this priority roll is going to be really big. Really, really big here. I imagine we'll just see him flood all of these eels up here as well, just in case they get some long bomb charge.
Yeah, and it's interesting, isn't it? Because he's playing for that priority, but he gave first turn away to Rick. So he's got less chance to win that priority roll.
Yeah. But we'll. Okay, so table four, they're going through the motions of speeding that game up, which is a big positive.
Yep.
But we'll stick on table two. Table two right now.
Yep.
And we'll just stick with this exciting game because that priority roll is going to be really, really clutch. Really, really clutch here. Okay. You want to say? Just say.
So I can't understand. So for me, I can't understand why Dan wouldn't have sent some models this way to try and I know those knights are scary, and obviously he's just killing himself on them. But I almost feel like you could try and neutralize this, and you could probably send this to this.
It's because he's trying to maximize the math.
Yeah.
Like maybe that goes there, he rolls a big 12-inch charge. Maybe so he's just trying to go for every single opportunity because he only needs this.
Yeah, to win.
To take it out.
He just rolled. Is that the priority?
No. That was just a run roll.
It's getting excited.
You get excited where it's going to. Who's everyone rooting for? Is everyone rooting for Dan? Or you're rooting for Rick? Let us know. Those Slaves to Darkness lists, are you excited to see that play? Or are you excited to find out what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's that simple.
Okay, so there's eels everywhere. It's really interesting as well because we haven't seen that many eels die in this game.
In this one game?
Yeah.
No. Actually, Rick's list is really interesting that most armies die by just killing themselves.
Yeah.
Which is quite fun. This is, really fun, actually.
And it makes you see, like, a nice use out of Chaos Knights, which you don't see that often.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we're going for priority. Here we go. In the... Oh, there we go. They remembered.
Dan has won the priority.
Huge.
Dan has won the priority. That's massive. That is massive. He's also managed to get that one eel on the objective, so he can't score it anyway. That's massive. That's put it right for... That's all he's got to do is that. Like, he's not bothered at all. He just wants to hold on to it so that the Demon Prince can't. And that's really, really big. So then it just means that he can't score that final one there. That's massive. Massive, that priority roll. There we go. Really big. Really big. Poor Rick. But, Rick's played a blinder. But it's kind of nice, that is. It's kind of nice because they've won one each now. They've won one each versus each other. Dan's going to win by 1 point.
Game called.
That is, so, that is going to put that into the T. So that's going to make it 6-5 overall with only table 4 in the off at this stage. We'll get an update from what... Okay. All right. Yeah, no problem. The guys are just working it through now, and they're going to give us a result. And so if we just make sure they're not disturbed, and then we can get some scores. Okay. One more. Okay, so go back to table. Go back to table. They're attacking 2. The Demon Prince. Is that table 2?
Table 2.
Is it the Demon Prince they're attacking?
To the Volturnus.
Oh, Volturnus. Volturnus is under attack because that's actually a secondary, an auxiliary objective. So can the fish killer? The fish killer's going in. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Come on. We got to get in. So the fish slayer, who previously basically slew everything, can he kill... Oh, he's done it again! He's a legend.
Fish slayer.
Wow. He just is indestructible. He's just like, he sees a fish.
How many are you buying?
Of the Chaos Lord and Carcadrag, £0 because we spent it all on the arena. But
how many would you buy?
Just one because he's cool. I bet he looks quite.
You don't want 5?
No, he just looks great though. I want one. Just
he's
running
too
around.
Expensive.
Look how awesome he is, just running around like a boss.
I've got one. Need to paint it someday.
Yeah, you should. Look, are you not more tempted to do it now? Covered him in fish bodies.
Don't know. Brought a load of rats.
Oh god. Okay, well, that's a really good go for Dan, and really showed what Dan's about as a player. He's played a solid game there. Oh, and they both scored their auxiliaries.
Okay.
Both scored their auxiliaries.
So that makes it 18-2.
18-2 to the Troll Slayers.
This is going to be to the wire.
I don't think it is, because I think auxiliaries, I think the the Bruce's actually went up. But we'll get an update.
But it depends on table 4.
It does. We're going to get an update from table 4 in a moment on those points and how they think it's going to go in this setup. It's going to be very close. Very excited to find out. Okay, so we'll just let the guys work it out. We'll just cut to a small break for a moment. Yep. We'll just grab a holding screen up. We'll come back to you with hopefully the final scores, which will be soon. So we'll see you in a moment.
Times and low times, all in the nightlife. Miami sunrise will open your eyes. But when the day breaks, you feel the sun kiss. Is this paradise or what you wish? 'Cause I don't need your money, and I don't need your money. No, I don't need your money.
Hey, welcome back. So, the tSports Network, the home of tSports, the first ever Super Series
Genesis.
Genesis. Well, the first ever Super Series. They're all different, but there it's a Super Series. First one ever done in the bag, match 1. Bruce's versus the Troll Slayers. Pretty exciting. Some big moments.
It's gone down to the wire.
Yeah, 13-inch Gotrek charge.
Yep.
Pretty big moment.
Didn't kill Croak.
He didn't kill Croak. We've seen plenty of skinks and plenty of fishes.
Yeah.
I'm a bit sick of those, I'm not going to lie.
That Chaos Lord and Carcadrak that would not die.
Yeah, 30-yard boys coming back to life. It's been pretty exciting. So, scores on the door. The final announcement.
Yeah.
The Bruces have got... Well, I don't want to say. Troll Slayers have got 112. And the Bruces have got 128. So the Bruces have taken the match.
Yeah.
Well done to them.
Seize the day.
Seize the day. That's what they've said. There we go. It's been a fun day. There we go.
So if we could
we got us. That's brilliant. So congratulations to the Bruces. There's James. Yeah,
I got a box.
He's got a box. He looks perfect. It's pretty brilliant. It's pretty brilliant. So they're taking the match away, which is exciting for them. And we've had a great day. We've had a great day talking to you guys. James, you've been wonderful. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Obviously, there's loads for us to work on and do better next time, and I know you guys know that, and we know that too. But we hope that you think that it's a good start. This is the worst it's ever going to be, and we're only ever going to be better. So if you liked what you've seen and you want to support us, you can join Patreon, of course. You can watch all these back on YouTube.
Yeah.
But just tell your friends, and don't forget you can go on to tSportsNetwork.com. Yeah, and then so go on to tSportsNetwork.com, and then you can find out all the information. You can watch the videos back. You can do all that. You can look at the lists and all those other things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great
sweet.
stuff.
No, great stuff. Great stuff. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you guys. I've enjoyed myself. I hope you guys have had fun too. And thanks for tuning into tSports, and thanks for being tSports stars. We'll see you guys soon. Have a great day.
See you later.